Are we ready? Uh-oh. I think we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Marco.
Yes.
Thumbs up the team.
Marco.
Are we ready? Yeah. Yes, you guys. Well, we are back. Appreciate you guys being here. There was no stream last night. Apologies for that. I was doing some babysitting for my nieces, which was very cute. And I thought that I would be relieved of my duties earlier than I was, but I wasn't. And so it got to the point where, you know, I just figured I might as well just stay. So that's what I did. And we'll do it. I'm so excited for this stream because not only are we going to talk about one of the most notorious MLM boss bro gurus ever, Ray Higdon, but as we speak, Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles are going in on me, Bill Keep, the conference, and everything to do with it from this past week. So I'm so excited to hear what they have to say. I'm tempted to actually just pull it up on the other, like another tab here and start talking about it because, you know, just letting it play. But I like to be able to pause it and give my thoughts, and I want to start it from the beginning. So we're gonna let it, you know, we're gonna let them get through a little bit first here. On me, no vegetables. My audio sounds great, actually. How about you turn your shit up? How about that? I want to say what's up to everybody that's in here right now. Oh, let me remove this pinned comment from last night and replace it with a different pinned comment. And make sure you guys thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the team.
And I'm going to pin that Streamlabs link in the chat. And you know I do that because...
I got to get the bag.
So true. So, yes, you guys, you can fucking hear me. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Me, no vegetables. My audio sound... My shit sounds great, bro. What are you talking about? I want to say what's up to... I sound fucking great. I want to say what's up to Eliza, Alex FPV, Why Not Review, Gabby B, Ingrid, Nina, Jose. I don't know if you guys can tell I'm a bit nasally. Bro, I think I'm getting sick again. I swear, anytime I'm around, like, my little cousins, kids just carry disease. And maybe somebody who knows about science here can explain to me. I'm older. Shouldn't my immune system be stronger? Like, shouldn't they be the ones getting sick often, if anything? Right? The fuck? So all good. So all good. Dylan Honey, David, Lucy, Lisa, Rainy Kanan, Nakama, Bug. What's up, you guys? Jared, what's up, y'all? Obama, what's up, Obama? Who wants it?
Obama.
Benjamin, Meek. All right, we're here. So we good. We good. Thank you, Meek. Thank you, Jared. Thank you guys all for being here. I really appreciate it. The conference went great. We talked about it on the last stream on Wednesday, and I gave you guys all my thoughts on that. And my birthday was not too eventful. I mean, you guys, I was flying all day. I came home. I did the stream for y'all. And then I sort of just laid in bed and went to sleep. And that was my birthday. I did get to do like a lunch the next day with some family, which was nice. And it's been pretty uneventful. I will say, you know how I capped off the evening of my actual birthday day? I watched a video on YouTube that, you know what? I want to say I watch this video once a year. I want to say that I watch this video once a year. But I probably don't watch it enough. And you guys are not going to believe what I'm about to say right now. Okay? But just, I'm being serious when I say this. The video that I watched on YouTube the night of my birthday as like a sort of little cherry on the cake at the end of my day was this video at the top of the page. It's called No More Lies. And it's by James Charles. Now, you might be thinking, WTF? Is Marco one of the sisters? Is Marco a James Charles fan? The answer is no. The answer is no. Why do I like this video? Let me just preface, I know nothing about James Charles. I know nothing about makeup, YouTube content, beauty content. I'm not interested in it. I don't have a passion for it. I've never put makeup on myself before. I've had makeup on, but somebody put it on me. I don't know anything about James Charles and Jeffree Star and whatever. But that video, bro, No More Lies. And by the way, I know James Charles has been like canceled a few times. I don't know if he's a bad person or not. I don't follow it. All I know is, as an isolated incident, that YouTube video, No More Lies, is arguably the greatest like YouTube drama beef clapback video ever. And I don't know nothing about James Charles, but that isolated incident of that YouTube video, shit was hard. Shit was hard. So yeah. Thank you guys for affirming that my audio quality is good. I appreciate it. What up, Marissa? What's up, Planted in WV, Anna Marie, Sweet Goth, BFTV, Paquita Ruby. Yes. Oh, he's a child predator. Okay. See, I didn't know that. So all good. I just unintentionally bigged up a child predator. But I mean, I forgive myself. You know, I didn't know that. I don't know. Am I guilty if I was naive? I don't think so. So here we go. We're back.
Marco.
Oh man, I'm so excited to share with you what we got going on. So first of all, I want to thank Julie Anderson. You guys have seen Julie on the Multi-Level Misery series. She was on the second episode. She had a really, really great story about being in Monet for 5 years. And I told her yesterday. I told her yesterday afternoon that I'm going to be doing a stream about Ray Higdon. And Marco, what's that sound? Where'd you get that sick shirt? What's that? Marco, where'd you get that sick shirt? Oh, this one? Oh, this right here? This is from alwaysmarcomerch.com. Oh, what's that? Oh, is that? Sorry. Y'all interrupted so that you could know about the shirt? I appreciate that. Alwaysmarcomerch.com. The link is in the description. Use the code STREAM. Get 20% off. I don't know. It's super soft. I don't know. People have been posting in the Discord their merch and showing how comfy and high quality it is. I don't know. Straw Babies in the Discord, which is also linked in the description, showed off this afternoon that she got her cult member shirt in the mail and that it's very comfy and has embroidered raised lettering on it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I just work here, honestly. So, anywho, Julie Anderson, she sent me a link to a Ray Higdon video that I said, she reacts to Ray Higdon's videos on her channel. So to me, she's the authority on Ray Higdon. And she also knew Ray Higdon. He trained her. So I figured she was the best person to ask about what Ray Higdon content I should react to. And she definitely came in clutch. So Julie, if you're here, shout out to you. Really appreciate it. Basically, what you guys need to know about Ray Higdon is this. He used to be in Monet, or he used to be part of... Sorry. Let me correct that. Let me back up. I don't actually know if he was in Monet. What I do know is that he runs a training, a mentorship thing called the Higdon Group, and Rank Makers is the thing that Julie was part of. Rank Makers, if you watched my Multi-Level Misery episode with Julie, it's basically mindset training. If you're whatever MLM you're in, you can pay Rank Makers and they'll help you, make the rank, the next rank in your MLM. So My shirt came ripped, no returns either. Is that true, Vincent? I'm gonna look up your name in the Shopify list of people to see if that's actually true, if you're making that up. But if it is true, DM me and we'll get it sorted. So, yeah, or do what Meek said, get in contact with Printful Fulfillment and they will refund. Thank you, Jared. Okay, so also go thumbs up the stream, y'all.
Thumbs up the ting.
Thumbs up the ting. Because we got 115 people watching, but, a lot of those likes came from yesterday. So, make sure we do that. So Ray Higdon runs Higdon University, Higdon Group. He has a bunch of shit. But the thing that Julie was part of was called Rank Makers. And as part of promoting the business of Ray Higdon, he, a few years ago, had a reality show, if you could call it that, called Play to Win. Now, the episodes of this show are uploaded on Ray's YouTube channel. I can only imagine that after I start talking about these videos, he's going to probably take them down once I highlight, how haram they are. But Ray has recently made the transition from just typical MLM boss bro to an actual spiritual man of God teacher. Yes, you can see he has these thumbnails with the t-shirt that says God First. If you've watched my channel for a long time, we've heard that before. Can't talk about it, but we've heard that before. And the cross and God-powered affirmations. Let's see, what else? Baptism of the Holy Spirit, 3 powerful stories. So that's actually genius, If you want people to listen to you, you know what you need to do? Have divine authority. It's beautiful. Having perceived authority is one of the most fundamental MLM guru, boxes that you need to check. You guys might remember in my ACN video when I was attending that conference room speech that Nathan gave in the basement of a steakhouse. He was talking about how you need to project confidence. People follow strength. People don't follow people who are wet noodles. That's what he said. And there's been sayings like the person on stage, I think Eric Worre said this, the person on stage has the power or something. The person with the microphone has the power. And I mean, obviously this is just taking Christianity or religious faith of any kind and just bastardizing it, right? So that you can hawk expensive training and MLM nonsense. But I've noticed a lot of the real big MLM recruiters eventually make this transition from being in a specific MLM company to just being a sort of general social media motivational influencer. Like Ed Milet is a great example that stands out to me. Ed Milet made his bones in World Financial Group and is now if you go look at his Instagram, Ed Milet doesn't really talk about World Financial Group. The branding is that he's just like an entrepreneur and sort of like Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone, what does he do? He does a little bit of everything. It's real estate, it's this, it's that. He's a guy, you don't really know. You see him on a private jet. So I think Ray Higdon is sort of going in that direction, but with the Christian spin on it, which is, like I said, it's pretty clever. It's pretty clever. So we're going to watch, this is an episode that Julie sent me. It's from his show, Play to Win. This is season 2, episode 2. And she told me, I'm gonna relay this on her behalf. This is going to be I don't want to say trigger warning because I don't really, I don't even know if there's a point to giving trigger warnings because there's so much, you could be triggered by anything. But this is a word of caution that. And I haven't seen this yet, but apparently the manipulation and the abuse that goes on in this episode is pretty extreme. We're not talking gore or graphic shit or anything, but we're talking psychological manipulation. We'll see if that ends up being true. I haven't seen this yet. But of course, you're in good hands with me.
Marco.
I'm gonna keep it light. I'm gonna keep it funny. I'm gonna crack jokes to the best of my ability. So, I hope it's not that bad. And once Scott and Peter are done their episode of Building Fortunes Radio, and it has been archived for a while so that I can play it in full and react to it, I will definitely react to the most recent Building Fortunes Radio. But we're going to look at Ray. By the way, I want to say one more thing about Ray Higdon. I saw an interview with Ray Higdon on Dominic Izzo's YouTube channel. Dominic got Ray to talk with him. I don't know how or why. And Dominic was very excited about it. And early on in the interview with Ray, Ray says something about how when he started out his career in business or entrepreneurialism, he had some real estate venture that didn't do well, and nothing that he had done prior to MLM had ever done well. And then he talks about how he found this company and it changed his life and da-da-da-da. I just need to say this. Actually, every MLM distributor, whether they're high up or they're a grunt, they will tell you that whatever the thing was that they did before is worse than their MLM company, and it could be for a myriad of reasons. It doesn't matter if you were a doctor and you made like 6 figures. They will say, well, with being a doctor, there was no time freedom. I was always on call. I was doing this. I was doing that. If they were a lawyer, they'll say, oh, yeah, but it's so stressful and this and that. But with this MLM, I have passive income and I can do whatever. When big MLM shysters like Ray Higdon say things about how, nothing ever worked before, they're saying it to try to convince you, the viewer, that this must be the best thing. This MLM shit must be the best business model. This is the best thing. That's why it worked. To me, I look at it a bit differently. I look at it as confirmation that these people actually are just not good at business. That's why everything they did before failed. And so they've resorted to deceiving people to make money. Because as we know, in MLM, the only real way to ascend through the ranks is to be willing to deceive people in mass. So it's just funny to me how these people like Ray Higdon always go on interviews and stuff in there, I won't say always go on. It was funny to me how I saw Ray Higdon in the Dominic Izzo interview, and I've seen other MLM apologists or whatever, supporters, use this type of storytelling where they say, I had this and it was fine, but it wasn't this, or, that was terrible and then this thing saved me. It's not because it was the amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that they want you to believe it is. It's because they sucked at everything else. It's because they weren't good business people at everything else. And it's easier to lie and deceive and cheat people and manipulate people than it is to actually work your fucking ass off and make a legitimate business. So we're here. I'm not going to bother even playing the clip from the Dominic video. I think we're all still decompressing from Dominic last month on the channel. So here we go. This is Play to Win Season 2. And very excited about this. This is Play to Win Season 2, Episode 2. And let's check it out. Let's get this pulled up here. Oh, and by the way, one more thing I wanted to mention. Fuck it. I'll mention it after. I just wanted to say, actually, I guess I'm mentioning it now. I'm saying right now. I just wanted to say, you guys, thank you so much for the support on these streams that you guys have given me. I have been listening to your feedback, and I've gotten a few comments from people saying that they like the content and they like the streams, but it's just too long. And I've tried to mitigate that by adding chapters to the streams so that you can sort of remember where you are and break it down into chunks. But I do understand that it's long for some people. I ultimately, if I do a stream like this and it ends up being 3 hours and I'm talking a little bit about Ray Higdon, I'm talking about Scott Johnson, Peter Mingles, I'm talking about other stuff, and there's multiple topics, I would like to be able to have record the stream and then edit down the stream afterwards and upload a video that's just 15 minutes of just the highlights of me talking about Ray Higdon. I think that would be really valuable in shorter video format as just a video on the channel and not a live stream. I just want you to know, this strategy works. I can do both. I can do the 3-hour stream and then upload a 15-minute highlight from that video, from that stream with one topic that I talked about on the stream. I hear y'all. I'm working right now on doing the multi-level misery episodes. I'm working on this Primerica massive video all by myself. And I would love to be able to do that. It's just a resource issue right now, to be frank with you. If I had all the money in the world to hire multiple editors and this editor's job is to edit the streams down and get videos, and this editor's job is just to do multi-level misery, and I would love to be able to do that. And honestly, with the support that y'all have been showing me, I won't be surprised if we're able to do that, even within the next 6 months to a year. On a personal note, I fund everything myself on this channel. A lot of that's through you guys, through Patreon, through stream donations. And I really do try to put everything back into the channel. Actually, just today, I felt a bit guilty because I spent $100 on a new pair of gym shoes. I went to Sport Check and I bought new gym shoes. And I almost did this like a year and a half ago, and I decided not to because my shoes that I had still worked. But the shoes that I wear to the gym now, I've literally had for 10 years. 10 years. I saw a photo of me on the beach in the Dominican Republic after my high school graduation trip wearing those shoes. And then I saw a picture of my niece, of me holding my niece when she was 1, wearing those shoes, and she's 11 now. So they're literally falling apart. And so I felt guilty because I want to, a lot of the money comes from y'all, and I want to put that everything back into the channel. Aside from the cowboy hat, the cowboy hat we had to do.
Yeehaw! It's bull wrangling time.
So hopefully the cowboy hat will make an appearance on stream soon. I haven't got it yet, but I will be going to buy it soon. And so yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys and let you know that I do want to accommodate all of your requests. I'm just one guy, I'm focusing on this MLM content. I'm just one guy. So Marco's scamming us for shoes. My money went to Marco's new Jordans. How could you? Yeah. Exactly. So just go on faster speed to watch it. Yeah, you can rewatch it. You like the long streams. Okay, fair enough. No, I know you guys do it, but some people who are not as deep into it don't, and I understand. It's a valid point. It is a valid request. So bull wranglers rise up, totally. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to say that, my last stream on my birthday was really special. You guys really supported. And the one right before I went to the conference was really amazing. You guys donated a lot of money. Unfortunately, that money went to my expenses for the conference, like paying the videographer who I hired out there, the flights, the hotel was expensive because it's all in American currency. I'm Canadian, so it ends up being even more. So, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate y'all. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it consistent. I'm going to drop my full speech from the conference tomorrow on Patreon as well as on YouTube for the members, and then it'll be out publicly on Monday. And that's like a 20-minute video right there. So very excited about that. And then, I have my Doug Brooks interview, which will be over an hour long, which I'm excited to drop. And hopefully that can come out next week. And more multi-level misery episodes will be coming out. Josephine, thank you so much. And what else? Yeah, this Primerica video, man. This thing has just been eating away at me. I
just got back on my gym kick. Please put this toward your shoes, smiling face with tear.
Thank you so much. Thank you, whoever that was. It didn't show me the name, weirdly. Let's see if I can find it on here. No, it doesn't show me. It's a first-time dono from somebody. There's no user ID on it, though, but thank you to whoever that was. Yeah. So, the Primerica video, man, I remember I shot the hidden camera shit back in January, and it's almost April now, so I got to get cracking on it. I'm going to get it done. But, yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys for that and say big up to all you. I really appreciate y'all.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
Thank you, y'all. All right, let's watch Play to Win, Season 2, Episode 2, Ray Higdon. Here we go. I've never seen this.
Crisis is a wake-up call.
Oh, it was you, Eliza. Thank you, Eliza.
And given the choices that you've made, it's a time to look at those and say, if they were good choices, keep doing them. And if they weren't, how can we evolve them to make better decisions that create a better life moving forward?
You learned how financially fragile you are, and that actually is a good lesson. When I lost it all in the real estate crash of 2008, I was able to rediscover a career and completely change directions into something that I actually love. Now is not the time to blame people outside of you or anything outside of you. It's actually time for massive introspection.
We're not here to bring fear. We're just telling you the reality of what's going on and want you to know that there is hope and actually opportunity in times like this when you stop and take a minute and focus on the solution. The world has changed a lot over the last decade and especially over the last 3 to 5 years. Not only has the world transitioned to digital, but careers are shifting and need to be rethought and redirected. Now, more than ever, you desire to set your own goals, set your own time freedom, and be your own boss and create your own hours.
It is clear more now than ever that you have to be in.
Okay, so we see where the pitch is going here, you know. COVID, it shut the world down, just like the real estate crash. You can't trust anything. Only MLM. MLM is recession proof. I actually talk about this a bit in my speech at the conference, which you might have missed.
Can we get a Ray Higdon face impression?
Yes, I will give you a Ray Higdon face impression when I see him do it. You know, MLM is a recession-proof business model. And I've said this before. It's not recession-proof, though, because it's so good. It's recession-proof because it's built on deceiving people, scamming people. It's not a business at all. I shouldn't even say business model. It's not a business. It's not a business. It's a scam. It's a fraud, okay? It is a legal scam. Wow.
Let us strip you out in activewear for
Oh,
you. The
man.
comeback flexed biceps, medium light skin tone, flexed biceps, medium light skin
Wow.
tone, flexed
Thumbs up
biceps,
the team.
medium light skin tone.
All the skin tone. Ah, man, Marissa. Thank you, Marissa. Appreciate that. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you.
Billions and billions.
Do you like me?
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you for that. So yeah, I talk about this in my speech that I gave at the conference. I said, MLM is recession-proof, but it's recession-proof only because when the economy is bad and people are struggling, they're more vulnerable and their critical thinking is impaired and they're more likely to make a rash financial decision that's based on their emotional state and not due diligence. And that is where MLM comes in. So yeah, thank you guys.
In control of your own destiny, that you don't want to rely on others to create financial security for you and your family. There is a solution: time, money, freedom. Our
Wow.
new book that we have written together.
Wow.
We've built a multi-million-dollar business from scratch since the last crisis. Built it to Inc. 5000 and rated as one of America's fastest-growing companies. This book
What
is
company?
5,000
Oh, they're a coaching company. 5,000 as one. What the fuck is the Inc. 5,000?
and rated as one of America's fastest-growing companies. This book is the formula for you to create freedom in your life. And
Thank you guys. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah, I'm really trying to get back into the gym. I was out for 2 months because of this fucking shoulder dislocation, but I'm putting that meat back on. I'm getting thick and juicy again. I can feel it. if you go watch the streams right before, well, I guess you can't. But if you were here watching the streams right before the beginning of December, like end of November, you saw your boy was thick and firm up. So we're trying to get back to that.
And build the life of your dreams, even if you don't know where to start. Grab your copy of Time, Money, Freedom today and get step-by-step guidance to transform your life into something you absolutely
Yeah, skin
love.
tone doesn't matter to the goons. So true. Wow, 2 intros. Higdon Group presents 25 contestants battle it out to win a chance of a lifetime. One of them will have their life changed forever. Hosted by Ray and Jessica Higdon. Play to Win 2.
Welcome to Play to Win. This show exemplifies the best of the Higdon Group.
I just want you here, Jennifer, this is your donation request. While you watch this show, just try your best to look for a shred of genuine expression in Ray's face. The entire time you watch Ray, watch. Even when he smiles, he's scowling. Even when he smiles, he's like, yeah, you know, you got to really focus on your business. And when I lost everything in the crash of 2008, it was really like, he always looks like he's fucking, so uncomfortable. He never genuinely looks happy. Even when he smiles, his eyes are fucking dead. He's like, yeah, you know, you just gotta make sure. I said he always looks like he just smelled a fart and he's trying not to say anything. Like, imagine you're sitting right across from him. He's like, yeah, no, you know, your business. It's gonna be great. Fuck this guy.
Created this show so that you can see what it takes to make it in business today.
Over the course of a full week, we are going to put over 25 people to the test to see which one person truly has what it takes to play to win. In today's episode, we are seeing the other half of the contestants. At the end of today, only 5 people will be moving forward. Yesterday was tough, but we're not taking it any easier for today.
It always looks like he got stung by a bee, and then the producer was like, all right, action. And he's like, today we're going to play to win. He sucks.
We might be even more on our game today. This year, contestants are competing for a really amazing opportunity.
Look, it's like I'm sitting in between them. Screenshot this. Here, screenshot this. Play to Win, Season 3, with me as the host.
I will give the winner a job guaranteed for 1 year at my company, built to their strengths with a potential...
That's the fucking prize!
Shut up, bitch! Your time is...
You're telling me... Let me wind that... Let me run that back. You're telling me the prize is a job for a year at Ray Higdon, fucking multi-level marketing, God first, mindset over everything business? Let's talk about money.
Billions and billions.
A job, the fucking job could pay, what if it only pays $55K?
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
That's the... Let me make sure I heard that right.
Here, contestants are competing for a really amazing opportunity. I will give...
Whoa. Whenever somebody competing for an opportunity, you know it ain't a good sign. Opportunity. If a motherfucker ever come to me talking about an opportunity, bitch, how much does this opportunity pay? Well, see, that's the thing. Bitch, shut up.
The winner a job guaranteed for 1 year at my company, built to their strengths with a potential salary of $200,000 or more.
A potential salary! Lock this fucking guy up.
What you are about to witness
A potential salary.
The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court.
This is, oh man. I bet you Ray Higdon is one of those dudes that was like, You know when there was that tweet that was going viral? Like, would you rather have $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z? Ray Higdon was guaranteed, like, take the dinner, man. Ray was like, take the dinner with Jay-Z. That's the best move. With his face fucking twitching around. Wow. An earning potential of $200K. So vague.
Opportunity. I will give the winner a job guaranteed for 1 year at my company, built to their strengths with a potential salary of $200,000 or more.
Yeah, but what's the low end? What's the low end?
I am only interested in working with the best.
This ain't the apprentice. This is the slave. This is the motherfucking slave. Instead of the apprentice, where like the apprentice, if you lose, you get fired. This one, you just keep getting. You can't quit. That's the twist. That's the punishment. Is you're not allowed to quit. If you are able to get fired and escape, that's the victory. It's like the opposite of the. Yeah, it's the unpaid intern.
Best. Let's meet the contestants.
My name is Amy Marino, and I'm from Camas, Washington.
My name is Eugene Fedorovsky, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
A spy.
My name is Gary
Eugene was a spy.
Martinez, and I'm from Colorado Springs.
Why is it so windy? Why did they shoot this here where it's so windy? Look, Gary's about to blow away.
Colorado.
My name is John Rankin. I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee.
My name is Kelly Forrestal. I am from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
My name is Kyle Devine. I'm from Binghamton, New York.
In disguise. He's in disguise.
My name is Marilyn Chapman, and I'm from Kelowna, British Columbia,
Oh, poor woman.
Canada.
My name is Megan Dessart, and I'm from Astoria, Oregon.
My name is Michelle McKenzie, and I'm from Scotland originally.
Great question, Eliza. Are these people from MLMs? Are these people MLM reps? Because how are you going to leave your business for a year? So true. Well, maybe that's why it's a potential earnings income. Maybe if you're still working your MLM business, your Ray Higdon job only pays you, $2K a year, which is actually better than most MLMs.
And I live in Canada now.
My name's Paul Bond, and I'm from London in the good
Paul Bond.
old UK.
Ryan Belts from Two Rivers, Wisconsin.
They put the wrong name!
My name is Tiffany Windhorst, and I...
UK.
Ryan Belts from...
So this guy is also Paul Bond. The budget! Wow, we're only 4 minutes in and they've already fucking messed up the graphics.
My name's Paul Bond, and I'm from London.
My name's Paul Bond.
In the good old UK.
Ryan.
Hey, I'm also Paul Bond. Yeah, crazy coincidence.
Belts from Two Rivers, Wisconsin.
My name is Tiffany Windhorst, and I am from Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, these are real people, Jennifer? Oh, she interviewed Gary. Oh, wow. 200K potential mindset. Wow.
My name is Tracy Maynard, and I'm from just outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow. It's like Big Brother. This is Big Mentor. The host, Ray, and his wife come in. They're like, we're Paul Bond. We're also Paul Bond. God damn, Ray dressed like motherfucking Mickey Mouse.
Welcome. Excited to have you here. So I'd love to bring out our member success manager, Mary Kate. Where are you?
Wow. Paul Bond? I'm Paula Bond. Member success manager. Made it up. Means nothing.
So Mary Kate, what's it like working with the Higdon Group?
Well, I've been on a lot of good teams in my life. I've built a lot of good teams on my life. These two beautiful people have mastered culture and team, because every single person on our team, we all have different talents, we all have different personalities. It's a family unit. There's not one person on that team that wouldn't take a bullet for Ray and Jess.
Ray and Jess.
That's a cult.
My business.
Why the fuck would you ever take a bullet for your boss? Most people I know wouldn't even come into work on their day off if their boss asked them to. Y'all gonna take a bullet for this, man? Imagine you're working at fucking Chipotle or something. And your boss is like, did you charge that guy for extra guac? You're right, boss. I'll make sure not to do that again. Some guy bursts through the front door of the Chipotle. Everybody get down on the fucking ground. This is a robbery. Your manager's like, oh shit. Paul Bond, do something. I'm Paul Bond. I'm like, oh shit. Not in my store. The bad guy. Pow. me in fucking slow motion. My manager run over. Paul, are you okay, Paul? Ray, where's the fucking black and white thing? I told you I'd take a bullet for you, Ray. I'll do anything for you. Or my name isn't Paul Bond. So stupid. All right, moving on.
Life, and I want to help Ray and Jessica impact more lives.
It changed my life. This is the best job I have ever had. And I want you to keep that in mind when you're fighting for a position with us.
I do network marketing because I want to change the world.
It's a blessing.
Made it up. Is there any black people here, by the way? How the fuck are you gonna have a reality show with no black people? They fucking carry the entire weight of the of any reality show on their shoulders. And y'all not gonna have any black people here?
Thanks, Mary Kate.
His shirt is red. It's made out of It's made out of all the red flags that we've seen in this first 5 minutes.
And I do gotta just say right up front, I'm not your friend today.
Mastered culture and team. What does that mean? Oh, I'm not your friend today. Oh, I'm supposed to take a bullet for you. You're not even my fucking friend. You know what? I have friends that I wouldn't even take a bullet for. I'm supposed to take a bullet for you and you're not even my friend? Fuck kind of shit is this? Oh, Stream Deck is frozen. The Stream Deck is frozen. We'd love to see that, you guys. That's never happened to me before on a stream. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Oh, he's so good at tech. All right, let's get back to it. Here we go.
And I do gotta just say right up front, I'm not your friend today, because we don't have time for that.
So creepy. I'm not your friend today. Literally a villain. Let's watch it again.
And I do gotta just say right up front, I'm not your friend today.
Ray, get down on the ground. Look at the face. I'm not your friend today. Ah! They cannot be dead ass. And his wife, just like Melania Trump. If he dies, he dies. This is scary, y'all. This is scary. Appreciate you being here, Ronald. Ronald Earl Wilshire. Nice comment from you. Appreciate you, sir. You guys think I should win an Oscar for that scene? Eliza says, I'd take a bullet for my boss, but I'm my own boss with my mom and an actual business, not an MLM. Yeah, Eliza, whatever you say. Keep working that JOB, Journey of the Broke. Broke mindset, not willing to come in on your day off. So true, Alex. Wow, you guys. You really can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. Thankfully, no black people fell for this. Oh, my God. Yeah. The passive-aggressive smile. It's already such a huge... I need a screenshot. I need an emoji of that. Somebody get the screenshot for me and post that in Discord. Dave Vaughn, if you're watching this, or somebody. Yeah, dude, I'm a straight man, and this shit gave me the ick right here. This shit made me gay, and then it made me come back from being gay because I was so revolted by this. This shit had me sliding all over the spectrum and then ending up back at my starting position. That's how off-putting that was. Wow. I'm not your friend today? Wow, that could actually be a drop too. That could be a drop for the soundboard. Can you imagine that? I'm not your friend today? This guy sucks.
And I do gotta just say right up front, I'm not your friend today, because we don't have time for that. And so today...
How much time does it take to be kind? I'm not your friend today. There's no time for that. Always looks like he just pooped his pants secretly.
There will be 6 people that will be leaving, and so we just want to say that straight up. But
Wow, the budget was small. They're kicking out 6 people on episode 1. So how many episodes is there? 4?
this position has the possibility to be a 6-figure, or depending on skill sets, depending.
So true, Joey K. Yeah, the lady who's kind of tan with the curly hair is like their person of color quota for sure.
On where you're at, this could even be a bigger than 6 figures.
I really, more than anything, am almost like ready to get my ass handed to me.
And the reason is we are bringing in speakers to go out on the road and bring more people in front of the Higdon Group and really help us make an even bigger impact globally.
And I can't even believe that I'm here. It's just amazing how...
Is that Paul Bond? My man. I love me some Paul Bond, y'all. Everybody, take a shot every time Paul Bond is on the screen. Either of them. Any of them. Any of the Paul Bonds will do.
How the universe can provide sometimes.
This position is a really, really big deal. One thing that we did not announce is that the winner of Play to Win Season 2 is going to receive $5,000 cash as well.
5,000 pussy old measly little dollars? Terrible money. That's not, bro, that is not reality show prize money. Especially, didn't him and his wife say that they have a multi-million-dollar business? You couldn't even give somebody fucking $100K? What the hell? So wait, the winner gets a job, but also $5K? Let me rewind this.
Really big deal. One thing that we did not announce is that the winner of Play to Win Season 2 is going to receive $5,000.
So, okay, so that's ass, right? Eliza says, Marco, if you were in Toronto, I'd invite you to my market next week. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Cash as well. So that's kind of
wow.
nice.
Jennifer says, I worked for him for almost 4 years. The amount of times he told me he wasn't my friend and made that face, it's the ick. Amazing. You know, they'll say shit like that. I'm not your friend, but then they'll also say, we're a family. This business or whatever is your family. Wow, amazing.
And so we're here to...
Ain't nobody got time for compassion. Our budget doesn't cover kindness, yep. He doesn't smile. He bares his teeth like monkeys do to warn you. Crazy.
Take people who are ready for more, and we got to figure out who's ready for that.
We pour into our people. We give them the world, and we expect the same in return. We are not going to be easy on you guys today, and those of you who move forward, we're not going to be easy on you moving forwards.
There is a significant difference. Like, I'm watching them, they're nervous. I mean, I was in Afghanistan by myself, so.
So I hope that each and every one of you brought it today. Make sure that you get to know each and every one of the people in this room very well. A couple of you are going to have to pick teams.
If you studied up and really, really got prepared for Season 1, that may not help you.
What a cock. Look at his face. Look at his fucking, I want to punch his face.
Really got prepared for Season 1, that may not help you. We've grown. This process has grown. We know exactly what we're looking for, and we want to see if that's you or not. You have today. That's it. And let's make it happen. So good luck.
Just like we did yesterday, we're going to be grading them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most coachable.
Everyone, of course.
What's the game? I'm so confused. What's the rules? What is the game? How do I play? It's called Play to Win. Should be called fucking Pay to Win. The way most MLMs go. Okay. This is Dollar Store Apprentice and Ray is Trump. So true. So true, frankly. We're going to go and play to win. It's going to be a great experience for everybody, folks, frankly. Perhaps even the best. Season 1, great success. Now this year we're going to do it bigger. We're going to do it better. And anyone who reminds me of Crooked Hillary is going to get the boot, frankly.
Is coming in thinking this is the interview from last year. What I found from day one, what makes this challenge so amazing, is we aren't just looking to see who is coachable, but who's actually listening. Almost everyone is coming in with a plan, an agenda, and
most coachable is simply the easiest to manipulate. So true, Amanda. I don't know what the hell they got going on here. And also, make sure y'all click thumbs up the stream.
Thumbs up the king.
Click the thumbs up. Almost 200 people watching. Let's get it.
That's great. They did their homework, but you have to be able to adapt. I can't wait to see how the contestants do today. Where are you at right now in your life?
I'm at a good place in my life.
So then why are you here if you're at a good place?
Good is not...
What the fuck? I don't know if it's just the way they've edited it down, but that was so, like, short. Why are you here then if your life's in such a good place? What the fuck did you want her to say? Oh, actually, Mrs. Higdon, my life is so terrible. I barely even made it here. I fucking had to suck dick to get airfare to get out here. And then I had to suck dick again to get on a boat to come out to this fucking island or wherever that windy dock was that we were standing on. And I just need you guys. I don't even care if I get the 6-figure salary. I just want, you know, minimum wage would be nice. She's like, all right, you got it. You got it. This is the weirdest interview I've ever seen.
Good enough. Like I want more. I want it to be better.
So what's
Do my Trump impression in the drive-thru? I will. I gotta try that.
your biggest problem right now that you're having?
Have you ever heard of that imposter syndrome? I think I definitely have suffered with that. Overcoming it is a process, but it's a process of feeling worthy.
You don't feel like you're worthy. See how Michelle takes a deep breath?
You don't feel like you're worthy. Well, guess what, bitch? You're not. You're not. That's why you need us. That's why you need us.
I look for that in people. When you hear something and it's confronting and difficult for you, your body has a reaction. And seeing Michelle take a breath there, hearing that she doesn't feel worthy, means she's feeling it and processing it. The first step to doing something about it, a really, really good sign.
I feel like I have to feel like I'm worthy.
This is like when those people on YouTube do like body language deconstructions, but they don't actually know anything. It's like, see how he briefly looked down to the left for a second? This means that he killed 3 people this morning. It's like, bro, where do you even get that from?
Worthy.
You don't have to feel anything in here. I'm just trying to figure out what's keeping you from
But this
going
woman does seem sweet. Not Ray's wife, but the woman that they're interviewing. I feel awful for her.
to the next level.
I don't wanna
Voice
be
it.
weak.
Well, there's your problem
there's a
right
difference.
there. You don't want to be weak.
Wait, why are they bullying her? Let me...
You don't have to feel anything in here. I'm just trying to figure out what's keeping you from going to the next level.
I don't wanna
Voice
be
it.
weak.
Well, there's your problem
there's a
right
difference.
there. You don't want to be weak. You don't want to appear weak.
Every person I know that became great, at one point they became vulnerable. They said, this is where I suck. This is what I have to work on. And so be willing to go there. You appearing strong is going to have people of success say, oh, okay, she feels she's already fixed, so I won't bother.
Yeah. I mean, and to answer your question about why I have struggled with self-worth is that, and this is only something that came to light after I had my own children, was that I was raised by my nan.
I remember being 5 years old and
No.
there being no food in the house.
No.
Was that I was raised by my nan.
She was raised by her nan. That means grandma.
There being no food in the house. We ended up living with my grandmother, with my nan, and we just never went home again. And if it had not been for my nan, I'm pretty sure that we would have ended up in...
When I see a therapist, when I saw my therapist for the first time and she talked about abandonment
So you
that I
still-
have worked on.
You still feel abandoned.
Yeah, because after my brother died last year, I went through it again.
He was 42 and he died from heart disease. I had to deal with parental abandonment from being a child, and I had to deal with it again after he passed away.
Why is someone making $200,000 a year going to apply for an unspecified job with, the Higdon Group? So what would be the plan? Would you leave that, or we're hoping to let's keep everything and just add this?
If you want to work with me, and I clearly want to work with you, if there is some amount that makes sense, then absolutely I'm signing that contract.
I mean, it's a very safe thing to say, hey, if it makes math sense, then sure, So, okay,
No, but
got it.
I'm more than happy to take a pay cut. Yeah, I would absolutely take a pay cut. It has to make financial sense.
I am, concerned on if she was the actual winner of how would the job go down, finances.
I am so confused, bro. So the purpose of this first challenge, I guess, is to figure out who's the most coachable. First of all, what the fuck does it mean? To me, in my experience of studying MLM gurus, coachable just means who takes direction while asking the least questions. Who provides the least friction when it comes to just doing what I say. And in this case, Ray's sort of alley-ooping anyone to criticize him here. He's right. There is no specified job. We know that it could potentially earn us $200K, but there's no specified job. So all you're doing is trying to get this woman to reveal her deepest, darkest traumas to you. For what reason? How do you make the correlation between...
Just wanted to say thank you for saving me, because when my cousin from WFG reached out to me, I was already your subscriber, pleading face.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm glad I could help you to not get scammed by your cousin. From his point of view, right? How does him asking these questions about her childhood abandonment issues ascertain whether or not she would be a good employee or not? And on her end, how can she know if she's even saying the right thing? All she can do is take the cues from him and his wife about whether or not she's saying the wrong thing. And when she came in saying, I'm in a pretty good place, and Ray's wife snapped and said, so then why are you here if you're in a good place? Well, then that obviously signaled to her that she wasn't saying the right thing. Oh, okay, well, actually, you know what? Maybe I do have more work to do. And then they were like, yeah, Tell us more. Oh, well, when I was a kid, my parents weren't responsible, and so my grandma took care of us. They're like, yeah. So I just don't understand how does this help either of them? How does this help Ray to figure out who is going to be an actual good employee and if they're suited for this undisclosed job? We still don't know what the job is. And for this poor woman, how does she know whether it's helping them to figure out whether she's fit for the job? You won't tell me anything about the job, so how the fuck do I know? This is fucked up, man. I never saw this, but I didn't expect it to be this fucked up.
With her big paying job.
As far as coachability, I give her an 8.
Did you copy me?
I did not.
That's an 8.
Oh.
I gave her an 8 as well.
Okay. I did not copy you.
I did. Sure take.
I like her. I think I gave her 7, but...
Why are they considering a pay cut? Aren't they supposed to win an opportunity? Exactly. Come on, dude. So if she's in a good place, she's a bad fit for the job?
I think what I'm struggling with is, why would you walk away from... Is she a patent attorney? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah. Patent attorney, yeah.
She's a patent attorney? Why the fuck does she even need this job?
I like her answer, though, of she would have to be able to provide the value to
love
fulfill that.
Yeah.
However, we'll see what happens. And what's your biggest problem that you have right now?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest with you,
Please.
My mother-in-law stole my husband's identity, put us in about $50,000 worth of debt.
What the fuck does this have to do with business? You know what I would do if I was on this show? I'd go like this. I'd go like this, and I'd walk into the interview, and they'd be like, so what's your biggest difficulty right now? I'd be like, man, just before I came in here, a fucking saber-toothed tiger came in and bit my goddamn arm off. I know. I thought they were extinct too. And then, prior to that, Ray, who is sitting right here, actually beat me up in the parking lot before that happened. I think that the saber-tooth was actually in his car. So, I'm in a pretty dark place right now, but hoping that 5K will help me turn things around. And Ray and his wife would just be like, bravo, bravo. Yes, he's the one, him. It's him, everyone. Wow. I can't believe this. Now every person is just trying to make up the craziest shit now. Well, my dog got cancer, and then the cancer spread actually to me. So then and everybody in my family got cancer, and they all died on the same day in front of me. And so, and that actually was this morning. So that's pretty tough. So I think I'm pretty coachable right where I'm at right now. I think so. And then a saber-toothed tiger came in, ate the corpse of my dog, and then the saber-tooth got cancer as well. So it's been a crazy day, honestly, Ray Higdon.
After I had gotten married,
I mean, it rocked everything. It rocked my entire world. My husband ended up losing his job from it. We ended up having to move in with my parents as newlyweds. My mother-in-law suffered severely from mental illness. She ended up committing suicide a year after we had found this out.
Oh my God, bro. Why would you ever say this on a fucking show? Jennifer, who was in Ray's Inner Circle, said, being in Ray's Inner Circle is like walking through a maze, trying to get to the other side, thinking you're free to roam about and find your way, but every turn you're walking into an electric fence. So crazy.
Was completely life-changing for him, and it actually became...
How can you rank someone when they're the first person you've interviewed? I just keep ending up with more questions, y'all.
A trigger for a lot of mental illness with him.
So what did that do to you?
oh gosh, a lot.
So where do you see that as a problem?
Dude, Ray's wife, I don't know anything about her. I'm just specifically speaking about the tone that she uses with people when they are like pouring their soul out to her. Her tone is extremely cunty. That's the term I'm going to use. Very cunty. And I don't mean her as a person, all right? I'm not trying to be on my Dominic Izzo here. Just saying, like, when somebody says something, like the way Ray talks, I would say is very bitchy or sassy. I'm not your friend today because we don't have time for that. To me, that's bitchy. Like you're being, actually, you know what? That's actually cock. I would call that cock. But, you know, we're walking the line here between bitchy, sassy, cock. Ray's wife, though, has that added sprinkle of like she's, not only is she annoyed, but she's kind of disgusted. So how's that going to, so why are you here? How's it going to help you, though? That's why I would say it's a little bit cunty. So, yeah.
Well, I have a lot of like mindset issues surrounding money.
Like what?
Fear that I'm gonna lose what I have.
Because of that fear, what do you do or what don't you do?
It holds me back from
what?
Stepping outside of my comfort zone.
Does that prevent you from playing bigger in network marketing?
Sometimes it does.
So how would that not prevent you from playing bigger with us?
Well, I'm really wanting to stop that mindset, and I need to have a mindset shift, and I'm kind of...
Joey K says, quote, so what's your biggest problem right now? Answer, I can't stop murdering and eating white women. Amazing, 9 out of 10, coachable. Yeah. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if they weren't white, that's for sure.
Hoping that this, getting so far out of my comfort zone, that's what's gonna help
So
me.
Jennifer, can you shed some light on this for me? Where did they get the people who, like the contestants? Are those people that are already Ray's clients, or how does this work? Do you have like one guy from ACN, another girl from Monet? Like, how does it work?
Shift.
What's the problem that you tell yourself?
That I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it all. I'm afraid that one day I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna just be ripped out.
So personally, like what you're dealing with right now,
touche,
is still there.
Touche. Very true.
I thought she was extremely coachable. She's like, she got it. She doesn't know what her problem is necessarily, but the whole fear of...
No, what my problem is? Bitch, I don't even know what the job is. How does anyone know what the problem is?
Lost thing, like she was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not over relationships. Okay, that makes perfect sense. You could see the light in her eyes turn on. So I gave her a 9.
I give her an 8.
There you go. Yeah, you make a good point.
Based on what? What are you basing these reviews on, Ray Higdon? She's a 9 in terms of coachability. She didn't seem any more or less accommodating than the previous chick.
I gave her a 6.
They are rank makers. They had to submit a video on 40 contestants. Okay, so they're already paying him money.
Why?
To me, there's a difference between awareness and coachability. And I think she displayed...
Awareness.
And awareness, right? We got that. I guess I'm more going with my gut of will she actually be coachable if I say go do this, go, you know, I guess that's where my question is.
See, this is how you know they're just making it up. Him and his wife both agreed that the previous girl was an 8. And now on this one, he's giving her a 6. Oh my God. This is insane. This is scary, bro. This is scary.
But she did have the openness to be aware
So maybe
of a new awareness.
So maybe with this next interview, you should give them some instructions, see how they handle it.
No, you don't fucking think.
Okay.
What's your biggest problem? Why do you have low self-esteem?
No, hi, how are you? Oh, it's Paul fucking... Paul Bond again. It's Paul Bond II. Yeah.
Now is not living small. I put myself in a box. It seemed like it was proving myself to everyone else.
I can tell at this moment in time, you still don't know how to get out of.
Yeah, I don't know that answer for sure. Maybe it's things I haven't identified yet.
But you're still putting yourself in the box. So what is your biggest problem?
What the They breezed by this so quick, bro. It's like they had 10 minutes to film everybody's interview.
Identified yet?
But you're...
A 3? Just making it up. Well, you know, honey, I was going to give him a 9, but then I realized it's Tuesday. And then she's like, but he was left-handed. Ray's like, all right. Meanwhile, the contestants are sitting there like, what the fuck? What do I do? What am I supposed to do?
You're still putting yourself in the box. So what is your biggest problem now then? Why aren't you where you want to be?
I sacrifice too much and give away too much for everybody else, and I don't put on my own mask and put myself first.
Aware of a new awareness. I love it. I love it.
So someone who gives and gives and gives and never receives usually has a self-worth issue.
I have learned to receive over the years.
No, that's not what you said.
Wow. Okay, I'm changing my previous statement about Ray's wife just simply having a cunty voice. I'm going to go ahead and say it. She's a cunt. I'm going to go ahead and swing. I'm going to go out on a limb here and swing this one. I think Ray's wife is a cunt. She's literally just bullying people. She's just bullying people.
Worth issue.
I have learned to receive over the years.
No, that's not what you said.
I've learned to say thank you when I receive.
But that's not receiving.
Not accepted.
It's like they'll just... This reminds me so much of my mom growing up. No, you didn't. No, that's not what that means. Okay, well, I've learned to say thank you. Well, that's not receiving. Well, don't you say thank you when you receive? Are you arguing with me? You know, it's insane. Wow. I'm so confused, bro.
Why
Death in the family plus 3 points. Yeah, no shit. What the fuck?
are you where you're at right now? What is your biggest hang up? What is your problem?
Just needed to be better at working on my business. And
why?
The edit is just literally cuts from her. Oh my God, what is this?
Why don't you have more results?
I believe it's a comfort.
That was the whole clip of that guy. I'm dead.
be better at working on my business. And
that's it. They cut him right there. That was the only opportunity he got to be in. He's going home. They didn't even show his score. Sorry, buddy. You are not going to make it to the Paul Bond Club. You will not be Paul Bond III. I'm sorry.
Why don't you have more results?
I believe it's a comfort issue. That I felt just
You're too comfortable.
Correct.
If you're too comfortable every single day, how do you make yourself uncomfortable?
This is making me pretty uncomfortable, actually, Jessica. Of course, her name's Jessica. No offense to anyone named Jessica, but, you know.
And where do you find yourself stuck?
I have a fear of success.
You step it up.
Absolutely.
You understand that? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for someone ready to step it up and be an inspiration and help us impact those people who may have no other avenue to get impact from.
Get fired up.
It doesn't matter if I win this, because if I'm not ready, I'm not ready. But what I do know is I'm gonna become ready regardless.
Don't quit too soon.
Somebody who is a professional fighter wants to come work for the Higdon Group?
For the last 20 years, I've been training U.S. soldiers how to fight hand-to-hand combat. Within the next year or so, it's a very real chance that we'll be out of most of the conflicts we're in. and there's just not really much of an opportunity to go other places to teach people how to punch people in the face.
I have custody of my 4 kids. I can't deploy. It's not a feasible, and it's not. So even if I was qualified, the answer is no. So that job is not available for me.
So you want to come work for the Higdon?
Imagine Jessica's like, so you train soldiers? Step the fuck up. Step the fuck up and quit making excuses. He's like, I'm not. I literally train Marines. Yeah? I train champions. When was the last time one of your Marines achieved greatness? Well, I mean, we did fucking kill Osama bin Laden. I was involved in that. That's not greatness, though. That's not greatness. You're not ready. If I didn't laugh, I would cry.
Your commentary is so healing. Thank you. Rock cunty is short for Jessica.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Group based on lack of options or what?
No, so I started doing network marketing because I saw it as a viable option to replace my standard of living. And so I knew I had a big enough network that I could really make a run at this. I know that it works. I know that I can do it. Where I really lack at is because I'm so goal-oriented and so driven that I don't build teams as well.
John doesn't build teams well. This is going to be a tough week for him. Network marketing, business in general, is about team building. That's a tough one.
So I have a question, and
I'm so excited for what she's gonna say to him.
I don't mean this disrespectfully in any way, shape, or form. And we are so pro-military. I mean, we appreciate everything that you do and can't possibly understand ourselves what you go through, mentally even. And so, have you ever had to kill or hurt someone?
Daniel, for $5,000 and maybe $200,000 or maybe zero, we don't actually know. Have you ever killed someone? Now, just keep in mind, we're gonna advance you to the finale, and you're gonna win this entire show if you say that you killed someone and it gave you PTSD. That's what we're looking for. If you say, no, I just did hand-to-hand combat and I was never actually in battle, it's not going to work for us. Choose wisely. Let's see what he says.
I have not.
Okay. And have you ever had to defend yourself for your life?
Yes.
I've had quite a few. I think the scariest, and I went to Guatemala in 1996, and I was building a radio tower for a community that was impoverished. I didn't know that they were in the middle of a revolutionary war until the rebels boarded the bus with machine guns and took everybody off the bus but me. It was pretty harrowing experience.
And how has that affected you mentally?
My stint in the military was
This bitch is literally Harley Quinn. So why do you want to work for the Joker? Have you ever had to kill someone? Have you ever had to defend yourself in combat against Batman? Okay. The thug is sitting there like, I don't know. I just don't think I think big enough. You're not thinking big enough, actually. You're not. We are trying to take over all of Gotham City, okay? You're focused on your little neighborhood. No. What we are going to do here, we're looking for somebody who can help us build a giant Joker gas bomb and bring it up over the tallest building in the city and detonate it so that everyone starts laughing maniacally and dies. Can you do that? Oh, geez, I don't know. I'm more into, talking things out, and I don't know.
prior to war. I think the elephant maybe in the room could be PTSD, and I don't deal with that.
See? How did I call it? PTSD. I love it. He caught on to what they wanted him to say.
Where is your biggest hang-up that's keeping you from moving to where you want to be?
Really? For me, it went way personal, way.
Hang-up that's keeping.
Maybe in the room could be PTSD, and I don't deal with that.
Where is your biggest hang-up that's keeping you from moving?
For me, it went way personal, way fast. I was like, oh, that took me off a little bit.
So I was abused as a kid too.
Ah! Oh no, man. Oh man. What is this show? How is this a show even? Bruh, this isn't even a show.
Mine was sexual. So
Oh no. And are they still playing the fucking xylophone music in the background? Did I hear this correct?
me off a little bit. So I was abused as a kid too. Mine was sexual. So
They're playing the little boom, 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 boom. Like they're doing a mysterious, sneaky, like, mission. Or like there's some gossip going on in one of the bedrooms. Except it's actually, no, he's talking about the darkest shit ever. And she's just looking like, oh, am I impressed by this?
for quite some time.
Ray Higdon, yeah. Sorry to hear that. I'm not your friend today because we don't have time for that.
I really didn't choose to be a fighter. I became a fighter because of what was in my background. I mean, it's taken me years because as a kid, you start to really, as a guy, you're like, am I gay? Like, is that what's going on? Am I?
You still feel shame.
Do you think?
Yeah.
She's not even asking him. She's telling him, you still feel shame. No, yeah, you do. You do. Bro, this is so fucked. Hey, where's your degree, bitch? Jessica Higdon, where's your diploma that says you're a therapist or whatever that you can even say that to this guy? You have no fucking right. No fucking right.
I believe, and feel free to disagree with me.
You just met him. You don't believe shit. You don't know dick.
You clearly still feel shame, and I want you to open up to that because you sharing that is what's going to release it for you.
I come from a community where we have a saying, you never let them see you bleed.
I've never had anybody say that to me, so I'm kind of like...
Yeah, because it's so fucking disrespectful. Respectful.
So there's a lot of people.
There's very few places for you to be vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is one of them because that's
This is one of them in front of this camera and 3 strangers you don't even know.
the only thing that's going to get you past your own shit.
There's nowhere that I feel that I can be vulnerable. I mean, that's 100% true.
That's really hard.
I always feel like I have to be the shepherd. And so anytime I go anywhere, I'm the guy with the back to the wall. I don't drink in public. I don't ever really mellow out enough to truly get deep because I'm always the guy that goes, if something goes south, who's going to take care of everybody else?
But that vulnerability is what creates relatability.
Pretty sure you don't have to share your deepest, darkest trauma to be relatable, bro. I met a stranger on the metro when I was in DC, and we started talking, and I found our conversation to be relatable, despite the fact that I didn't know anything about his dark history, if he even had one.
Being vulnerable is strength. That's what opens people up to, wow, if he can do that, man, wow. You know, that's what inspires people.
I'm going to challenge you, whether you do it or not. I probably will never know.
I want to challenge you to run up to the tallest tower you can find and use a megaphone to scream out the name of the person who abused you and give graphic detail about what happened. Okay, go.
But I'm just going to challenge you to share your story with someone that close to you that you've never shared that with before.
Okay.
Oh my fuck.
It's tough for me to say.
Look at Ray's hair. I literally, he's like a porcupine. You could, if you slapped him on the top of his head, it would shatter your hand. It's just hardened with gel, which looks terrible, by the way, but we already knew that.
You know, coachability.
It goes back to what you said, like awareness versus coachability.
Yeah.
He's not really aware right now. That's probably a very new experience for him. You know?
How does Ray know about relatability? I'm half convinced that Ray is an alien in disguise trying to like figure out how to interact with human beings. Spoiler alert, it ain't going well.
You know, I'd give him a 6 or 7
yeah,
on the scale of coachability.
Like
he'll follow orders.
Yeah.
Whether,
yes.
I don't know if that translates to being a coachable person, but he will follow orders.
I feel safer with him here.
I wonder if he would say the same, Ray.
I do feel safer with him here,
I like
yes.
it, he'll punch people.
Or I'm scared for my life, one of the two.
Right, Kate?
I gave him a 4. I wish He would take the energy that he spends, shepherd other people, like he said, and put that energy into what you said, which
Literally just making it up.
is share your story. That
Yeah.
He could be such a powerful speaker, I think.
I gave him a 5. So, very good. All right.
It's crazy, bro. With my powers of like speaking ability and persuasion and like my experience just being raised by narcissistic parents, having firsthand experience of all the little mindfuckery games that these MLM people use, I really, again, I hate to go down this road, but I really could be the greatest MLM guru ever. I was at this conference, and I said something like this to actually I said to Doug Brooks before the conference one morning. I said to him, you know, Doug, I could really be, and this is a guy who's like prosecuted against several MLMs. He's sued Herbalife multiple times, etc. I told him, you know, Doug, sometimes I really, you know, I really think of the money that I could make in MLM because I just know that I would be the best this world has ever seen. And he looked at me and he went, "You'd be dangerous." He was dead ass. He didn't laugh. I'm laughing. He went, "You'd be dangerous. Oh, you'd be dangerous." And then I said something similar a couple nights later at the, or maybe the next night after the conference at this dinner that I was at. And I said it to the people I was at the table with, and all of them were like, sort of like, "Don't do it." They were like, "Don't do it." Because I think they agreed, like, but man, sometimes, bro. Dude, sometimes I really think, man, I would be the goat. I would be the manipulation goat if I really wanted to be.
Where are you stuck?
Where am I stuck? I'm not sure where I'm stuck.
So I know that you have a 6-figure business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know like where that guilt that you were talking about from being a mom and working the business, where that stems from and why that's still there.
Probably because my mom worked so hard that I felt like I never, not that I wasn't a priority, but I had to like.
They obviously edit out, like, we think this looks bad. They've obviously edited out so much of the conversations between them and these people. Like, she did not just go from being like, "I don't know where I'm stuck," to crying in the next shot. Like, the full uncut shit was probably way, way worse, y'all.
Like prove myself to get the attention. And it's like all those things like stemming back of like I want to be better than give my kids more than what I feel like I got.
Are you
We're gonna react to Scott and Peter's most recent episode after this.
sabotaging some success because you're worried the more successful you'll get, the less time they'll get?
So then if I'm feeling guilty, then yeah, maybe I don't feel worthy because I do feel.
That doesn't help anyone. You have the skills and you have the ability to generate a good level of success so far, possibly great, and you're placed in a seat of possible inspiration. Guilt kills all that.
Let me skip ahead and see who they eliminated based on this. I hate to skip forward because I'm sure there's so much more like fucked shit that they say to people. Let's see why this woman's crying.
You are as a person.
That makes perfect sense.
Yourself. And I don't mean being self-indulgent but you're talking about how amazing everybody else is and how shitty you are as a person.
That makes perfect sense.
When you went
So haram. Let's see.
Yeah, overall, tough to get to know. Yesterday was so easy. Say I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open.
any major feedback, anyone that's absolutely terrible, anyone you love.
Oh, yeah. Stay away from Beard. I forget his name. Is it Kyle?
Yeah.
It's Paul Bond. Get it right.
Yeah. If he corners you in to talk, you can't talk. I mean, it's hard to get a word in edgewise.
With Kyle?
With Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah. So he really doesn't make much sense, quite honestly.
Okay.
I hate to say it. I mean, nice guy, but he doesn't make much sense.
Okay.
Tracy. She wouldn't be great for Higdon. I love her. She's great. I mean, I'm talking to her all day. She's the one that's keeping me awake, kind of, just talking to me. But not Higdon material.
Was there anyone you...
They're so fucking mean to these people for no reason, dude.
You really liked?
Oh, yeah. Marcy, fantastic. The two blonde gals. Marcy. Is it I'm sorry, Megan, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Megan, sorry. Easy to talk to. Energetic.
Yeah. Too energetic?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Her friend is Kelly, maybe? The other blonde? They do the same network.
Oh, they have this guy to also give his non-expert opinion. I love that. All right, let's see who got eliminated. I can't wait for this. I can't wait to see their reasons for why.
Even though I really like him, I'm gonna have to say Eugene and Gary.
This challenge that we just had, the interview series, was really the #1 thing that we're looking for is coachability. Because if you're not coachable, how can we possibly help you? And so this was all around not what's your resume, not what have you accomplished, not even what value can you bring to the Higdon Group. It's are you coachable, are you not? So we actually need to eliminate 7 today. We picked 2 team leaders who are going to be picking a team. Hopefully you paid attention to the suggestion earlier of get to know everyone, and so that you understand the team dynamics and everything.
Number 1, if John could come on up.
And the next team leader, Miss Megan. And so what's gonna happen next is you guys are going to pick teams.
Oh, fuck. Just like on the schoolyard. I pick you for my team. I pick you. This is so sad. What was even the point of having a mole? You already talked to them. And also, won't they know that that guy was a mole, seeing as he wasn't one of the contestants in the room to begin with?
Megan's in the first spot, and so you do get to pick first.
My first choice is Kelly.
Monica, great comment. They mock the very people that are paying them. Let that sink in. I mean, I do that sort of too, but in a joking way. When we call each other brokies and wagies, and we say you're broke.
You're broke. You're fucking poor.
You know, we're making fun of this. We're satirizing this. But yeah, this is actually it's fucked.
Kelly I actually work with Kelly in our network marketing business. She's the yin to my yang and my right-hand woman. And so...
Legend. Thank you for being a member here on the channel, bro. Thank you.
Do you like me?
There you go.
Okay, all right.
Paul, we shared Kilimanjaro together.
Also,
Marilyn.
yes. Michelle.
Ryan. Army Bros.
What's that?
Army Bros.
Army Bros, all right.
Gary, because we share a height level.
You're on the same level.
Yes.
Got it. You were the last 2 options, the last 2 picked, and so you are going to be part of the group that's fighting for their life. We have a list of people that were potential, in that group, and you will be given the chance. And I will tell you that one of the people yesterday was in your exact same situation, fought for her life, and got it and made it. And so you will be in that space.
But just the part of this exercise is also reflecting on why am I in the bottom 2? How do I come off to teammates? How do I come off to people? What made me part of the bottom 2, and really owning that and reflecting on that, and also just you guys are not going to be competing.
How can they know what made them in the bottom 2? You never told them anything. They never did anything.
So
there actually isn't a competition.
There actually is no competition.
Oh, good thing that Gary left. I'm happy about that, you guys.
Yeah.
This whole thing was to see who's going to be in the bottom 2. So they're not the only ones who are in the hot seats.
Correct.
So we have our top picks and our bottom picks.
And I just want to say, this is not who's best, who's worse. It's who do we think is ready.
Paul, please have a seat. Gary. Tiffany, Kelly, Ryan, and Eugene.
One of you is going to move forward.
Fuck.
So you're in a battle. This is it. And like I said this morning, a lot of people think they have all the time in the world. This is it. This is the shot. This is what you've been playing for. And this is the name of the game.
I still don't know what I'm fucking playing for. I still don't know anything about the game. I don't know anything.
This is play to win. Who's ready for more?
What are they playing? They're just playing on people's emotions. Where's the playing? Where's the fun? Playing means fun.
Who's ready to take it on? And so we have a question for you.
This is like pyramid scheme of love, exactly. This is sad, man. Are they going to humiliate them in front of everybody? We need to watch some Scott and Peter after this because this shit's making me depressed.
And that question is, what is the toughest thing that you had to overcome, and what did you do to overcome it?
Oh my God, bro. No. Nah, bro. Sorry. That's a no from me, dog. This shit sucks. I know it's important to like bring attention to this, but this really sucks, dude.
And I'm gonna start down here with Eugene.
Toughest thing that I've had to overcome was the fear of reaching out to people.
Oh, they're not gonna be happy with that.
And because I thought that you would have to build rapport, and I thought that that's what you had to do. Until that video in Rank Makers that you did, saying building rapport versus going for numbers, I believe is the name of the title, where you said it's okay to get straight to the point.
So I just want to stop you for a second. Because you're the first one, I want to give you a pass,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So this can be the toughest thing you've had to overcome, business or personally.
Wink, wink, cough, cough. She's obviously nudging them to say what she wants, you know. Fuck, man.
And if reaching out to people is the toughest thing that you've had to overcome, that concerns me.
Wow, what a cunt.
May I ask why it concerns you?
The reason it concerns me is because the minute
Yeah, ask why. Great fucking thing to say. I'm glad he said that. Ask this bitch why. She has no fucking reason.
that we throw something at you at the Higdon group that's tougher than that, which there will be things that are tougher than that.
Yeah.
I don't know your ability to overcome it.
I can't think of anything tougher.
Good for him. Good for him. Don't bow down to this bitch. And her answer to, Cape. Fuck out of here.
The hardest thing I've had to overcome is learning to love and like myself again.
Well, he wins, obviously. This is so fucked. This is so fucked up.
So with that, I went through counseling, rehabs, just working on my self-worth, things like that, and then continuing education always.
Okay.
Well, the toughest thing I've had to overcome is living with an unmedicated bipolar spouse.
She wins. me like starting to get it, and oh my God, this is so fucked up, you guys.
Trying to save him from suicide.
How did you try and save him from suicide?
I had to set boundaries. I said, I cannot live the next 50 years of my life feeling like I'm constantly living on eggshells. We have a 3-year-old son. Did not want him growing up in an environment feeling like he just never knew when dad was gonna snap.
Now that he's medicated, what's the difference you've seen in your son?
Oh gosh, he is just a ball of energy. And when dad would kind of go off on, I don't know if I want to call it a tangent, but when...
Still no explanation into what, like, isn't this supposed to be about business? Isn't that what MLM is? From their point of view, isn't it a business? Aren't y'all independent business owners? Aren't y'all entrepreneurs? This show, Play to Win, I hope somebody has, Jennifer or Julie, I hope one of y'all has all these episodes recorded and downloaded of the actual files. Because Ray is going to try to delete this series off the internet sometime in the future. Because this is so fucked. This is so fucked. I might have to do an actual dedicated video on my channel about this. Not just a live stream, but like an actual video. This is awful. Awful. What up, Paz?
He would kind of go off the ledge a little bit, and it did
Paint spankers, oh my God.
come in cycles. You could feel him cower more, quiet down more. And I don't feel that from him. I have not felt that from him in just about a year. So
What I admire
Yeah, business and bipolar both start with a B. That's about where the similarities end.
about you is it doesn't seem like you live there.
no, you can't live there. I mean, to literally survive what that day was going to be like, there were days it was hell on earth. I had no choice but to do that.
So the toughest thing that I've had to overcome was I cut my family off for 4 years and rebuilding that trust from them when I reunited with them.
And now you're fucking it up again. Now, just wait. If you win this, it's only going to be a matter of time before Ray tells you to cut them off again because they're dream stealers.
Choice of men was not my top suit, so I picked somebody who just really pretty much basically, I was brainwashed. So
The irony right now. Please tell me this woman's not still in it anymore.
cut them off being with my ex-husband, and they never liked him from the beginning, so I thought it was going to be a big I told you so, and it was not.
How did that process go? Like you called them one day and said...
So actually, you guys think you're sneaky. My mom had a spy who, for like 2 years, she had a rat that actually worked at a company that I worked with, and he basically spied on me for like 2-3 years, and would feed her information. And finally, one day,
What does that say to you?
It makes me feel like shit. The fact that well, for one, I cut them off, but the fact that my mother took that effort to find out, for one, where I worked.
Don't you think it's because she cared about you?
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. And my mom's a
That's the healthiest thing Ray's ever said.
beast. I mean, she is a beast. You don't mess with Lois.
So how did you...
Ray proclaimed his belief in Christ recently, went on live and said he was called to help people in business so they could further God's kingdom, then wanted $1,000 a month. You gotta love it.
How did you engage that?
My cousin passed away, aneurysm. He was like 30-something, and she reached out to me, and literally my ex-husband had to come with me to the house I grew up. Of course, everybody showed, and he was mad at me. He was mad that everybody showed. And I'm forever grateful, because I don't know if I would have ever hit that point to reunite with them. I was so weak.
Wow, man.
So Tiffany,
Just take my dollar, Marco. Please do a video on this series.
Thank you, Jennifer. I can't promise how quick I'm gonna be, because like I said, I got a lot on my plate that I'm doing just by myself right now. So, you know, if somebody wants to come in and drop $10,000 on the Streamlabs, we'll get her done. We will get her done. But, or sign up to that Patreon for auto ship. Hey man, if you used to be in an MLM, you were already used to paying monthly fees. Why not pay some more monthly fees over here and do some good in the world? How about that? So fucked up. It's true, but also don't employ the same thinking that you used in MLM, please.
Yeah, I want to point something out to you right now, and you know, Ray and I again are just here to help, and we want
profits make profits. Get it?
to help, and our mission is to make you want more, to help you want more and be more and do more in your life. And you have broken down probably about 6 times today, which signals to us that you have some healing to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that you have something in your life right now that's holding you back from taking what you want and getting what you want. Maybe it's self-worth, I don't know, but you need to come to that realization and realize that you are worthy, you are making it happen, you are here. And haven't you had enough?
I don't know. Yep. It's like, there's no crying in baseball, you know? And, like, I'm doing it again. I can't stop crying. Every time I cry, I take a shot.
I actually had a breakthrough today. I learned today that I'm the failure. I've been the failure all these years. It's
Wow.
been me. I've been the one who's been holding myself back. I've been the one who's been not responsible. I've been the one who's not been accountable to myself, and that reflects in my actions, and that's why I've been playing small.
I'm acknowledging that you are owning it. Now,
Back to
I
the
appreciate that. You didn't answer the question, so now you got to answer the question.
What a cock!
It's been my fault the whole time. And the way I overcame that.
Oh, the audio fucked up. Dude, the budget for this show is so bad. Look, they're just, this audio, his lav mic stopped working. Now this is just the audio from like the scratch audio in the room. Why would you use this? This footage is unusable.
During this break period was that I realized that.
To the question.
It was.
You know?
Your biggest challenge in your entire life
Yes.
that you've had to overcome was that realization? Nothing else.
I think that.
Wow, what a cunt.
That may be your biggest breakthrough.
Other thing, I think that was my biggest breakthrough up because I felt it when I was out there. I felt like a big weight just came off of my shoulders. And I felt like, you know what? Gary's ready now. Gary is ready that he knew it's been his fault.
You're not listening. You're having your own head chatter, and you're talking about all the things that you want to talk about and the things that are going on in your mind, and you're not listening, taking it in, and trusting your gut and saying, this is what I need to do to move forward.
What a bitch. He literally just took accountability.
The biggest challenge that I've had to overcome is when a doctor told me that my 4-year-old boy had the most vicious form of cancer known to man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Billions and billions. I gotta get the bag.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. You get it. You get how to succeed on Play to Win. You really do. Talk to me about cancer. Tell me the worst shit that could have ever happened to anyone ever. That is how you will win. That is how you will get in my good graces. I can't believe this. LOL. What up, Johnny Azul? Is this produced by the Project Hope people? It looks like it. Wow.
A thing called Burkitt's lymphoma. The tumor can double in 24
Ray Higdon's cock getting so hard right now listening to this guy talk about his son's cancer.
hours. It was such a challenge because you have to put a smile on your face and pretend that everything's okay.
Sort of like this, innit?
It's fucking not. It's really fucking hard to talk about. Being British, we're a little bit reserved. We don't normally talk about this stuff in public. So I think there's a bit of survivor's guilt as well, because we met so many families and children on the ward that did not have a happy outcome. We nearly lost him twice.
He's made it.
He's 12 now.
Wow.
Oh, he got a round of applause, bro. He wins. This guy, look at this guy here clapping. He's like, oh fuck, he bodied me. Yeah, he bodied me.
That's why we do what we do. That's why in that room we wanted you to want more. I can't think of a worse thing that can happen to somebody than their kids being terminally ill or dying. I would rather die 1,000 times than my kids dying. And you better get your ass in gear, because I didn't hear that you wanted it.
What the
really
fuck?
on that, it's not enough just to have a powerful story. That's a powerful story. But that story just goes away if you don't create legacy.
They asked the question, what's the hardest thing you've had to deal with? And my God, I hope I don't have to deal with anything harder than that ever again.
Life. At 10 years old, I was sexually assaulted.
Ray and his wife were like, we got the winner. Oh, we got the winner. And then this guy popped up and he was like, did y'all say trauma? Oh, I got y'all for trauma. Oh, if y'all want some trauma, I got you. I can't believe this.
I didn't really have a father growing up, but I had a stepfather. He didn't believe me when I said what was happening to me. So about maybe 6 months later, it happened again. He walked in and he did shit. He did nothing. And this was a male. This was one of my grandfather's friends. He said, go to bed. So I had no voice my entire life. How I got over that is about a month ago, I decided to take a chance when I couldn't afford it. I came here, I said, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna put my video in. I'm gonna come to this reality show. I'm scared shitless, but I'm gonna do it. I sold myself short in the past, not anymore. Now it's time to make a big ass impact. Every single one of you. Let's go.
Okay. Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks for sharing.
I had a medical
That's
issue.
all he said. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
It took me down, and it took me down hard. I had 6 surgeries in a year, and I was seeing a doctor.
This is disgusting. This is literally fucking disgusting.
So.
Ella, him fist bumping here.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
Wow, man.
So we're gonna have some discussions. We're gonna do a little.
Joey says the next guy is like, my kid got an even newer cancer. Got an even newer form of cancer that made him die instantly, and then a necromancer kidnapped and resurrected him to use him. Oh my God, Joey. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm laughing out of discomfort right now because if I, thank you, by the way. Thank you, by the way, to whoever dropped that. Oh my God.
Sidebar, so we'll be back in about 2 minutes, okay? Okay, so I just want to reiterate that this is...
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for a fucking job interview? Oh, I went on a reality show that was not even broadcasted or syndicated anywhere. It was just on YouTube, and talked about not only talked about it with complete strangers and the world, but embellished the fuck out of it, and it got 314 views on YouTube. It's crazy that this is so. You know what? All that's missing is somebody needs to come out and make a video about this show, and like this could literally be like a big story. This show. So I'm definitely gonna make a video about Play to Win.
Picked, not picked. This is a do we feel you're ready to do what?
It's totally a picked and who got picked.
Sending much needed good vibes to everyone. Don't join an MLM. And that goes for you too, Marco.
Thank you, Johnny. Hey, no promises. No promises.
I gotta get the bag.
I gotta get the bag. If that MLM bag comes knocking, I might have to, Wow. The next guy, I died in 9/11. Yeah. Wow.
We are looking for. And I do, after all the interviews and after hearing the conversations, I do want you to own that there's a reason you're on the couch. Own that. Don't fight that. And let me tell you, if there are many times in my life that if I went through this thing, I'd be on that couch and I would not have been picked, because there are many times in my life that I wasn't ready. Fact.
These all just seem like regular good people, bro. Like, leave them the fuck alone, Just taking advantage of them, bro. Ray always used to brag in Rank Makers he was going to have a Netflix special one day. Oh, I think he could, but not for the reason he thinks.
There's no way I was getting picked for anything good.
What MLM would I join, though? That's a great fucking question, Michelle. Wow. What MLM would I join? I think I'd probably crush it in one of the finance MLMs. Like, I think I'd crush it in World Financial Group or one of the crypto ones, because those already have such confusing language that using even more confusing language like in an MLM, it's sort of it's less jarring, because you're already NFTs and crypto is already so hard to explain. It's already so confusing that if you're intentionally confusing people on top of it, it's like you're hiding in plain sight. Same with one of those finance ones too. Primerica, I would crush. Yeah, I would crush them.
Good, because I was messed up, right? And we're all messed up in our own ways, right? And I'm still working on some of mine, and I know that all of us are working on that. And the person that is being saved today is, and we'd like her to come up and join the group up here, is Kelly. Congratulations.
Yeah, good job, Kelly. You really did a number on us. Madoff Securities, yeah, that would be a good one for me to join. Do I think I'd do well in Cutco? I don't know. I think I would do well in any of them because it's never about the product. It's not about the product. It's about selling the plan, selling the dream. You know, I could do that. Thumbs up the stream, by the way, y'all.
Thumbs up the team.
250 people watching, but only 218 likes. Make the math.
And, you know,
Yeah, of course they had to pay their own way there. They didn't get paid to be on this show. How else were they going to prove that they were committed unless they paid?
We felt that what...
I wouldn't be surprised if in the finale of the show, Ray was like, all right, so I know we promised you a job and $5,000, but tell you what, I'm going to give you the option right now to reinvest that $5,000 in more training with me. Are you going to take it? And they probably feel so precious. They're like, yes, Ray, I'll do anything you say. Ray's working on his trauma from having to escape Area 51 and assimilate into human society. So true. Thank you, Zemzem. Here we go.
A little tithe of gratitude.
Yes.
Streamlabs link in the chat. Bless Y-Boy out here doing God's work.
Thank you.
PXC.
Thank you, Zemzem. Appreciate you, big dog.
It was a very clear what you did to overcome that. It was a clear, this was the problem, went to here, no longer a problem, did something about it. You have created a level of success in your company as well. There were many great stories, and
the heroic fucking Avengers finale music, by the way. Exactly, Joey. These people paid to be on a gaslight competition to win a chance at a hypothetical job that might make between $200K and nothing. So true.
And I would encourage you to not just have a great story that can be told, that can move people, but also have a great end result. That's why more people listen. And I want you to get that.
Fair enough. Now we're gonna get yesterday's winners over here to meet the winners from today for a little cocktail party so they can mix.
Wow, so bitchy how she said cocktail party. Watch.
Winners over here to meet the winners from today for a little cocktail party so
Wow.
they can mix and mingle and really get to know each other. And we will reveal the mole to them as well.
This show, worse than all the shit that, well, maybe not worse, but almost as bad as all the shit that they're doing to the people on this show just sucks. Like, the show just simply isn't entertaining. Where are the challenges? Like, I don't know, actually, I couldn't even fathom how they do a whole season of this show. Because what's the next episode? This episode was just talking. Is the next one they're gonna fucking try to solve some puzzle or something, like on Big Brother or Survivor? Like, what's the game? What are we playing to win?
So, first of all, congratulations.
So far, some of you here are probably wondering why the guy we fired
And a potential salary, which doesn't make sense because the salary is a set amount, exactly.
yesterday that was such an a-hole all day long
He's like, what do you mean?
is back.
So, Sean was our deep undercover mole who happens to be... Who happens to be Mary Kate's husband. And my father. No. Sorry. No. Sean has been providing expert
The first challenge was them selling a purse on the street. Hilarious.
intelligence behind the scenes. This is a very important night to get to know each other, to commingle.
Next up on How Tough Was Your Life? Wow.
Because you will be picking teams that
No black people. Yeah, Johnny, Black Hercules would have killed this show for sure.
actually do something. You will be picking teams to formally enter into competition. Have fun.
Yes,
we
have
appreciate
fun
you.
tonight because
Congratulations.
tomorrow it's gonna get a little crazy. Just letting you know.
Oh, this is already crazy, Jessica.
Awesome, guys. You gotta fix yourself
Wow.
before you can make a difference.
Wow.
But I'm ready to be fixed.
Facebook moms everywhere are watching this crying.
It's been an amazing experience. Please just give me a call.
Like, I am ready for the next level. All of the things that I've overcome in my life have brought me to this point.
So I think I bring a lot of stuff to the table that they've never seen on this show. I'm here to win this thing. I'm not here to jack around. I'll punch everybody in the face to win if that's what you want. It doesn't bother me.
I'm sure they'd love that.
So welcome. Here we are, day 3. Look around because the winner is here. One of you will be the winner. So what is the one goal in your life that we're going to talk about today?
I would like to help 1 million families get out of debt.
1 million families. Do you have any idea how you're going to do that?
Caring about something isn't the words you give to it, it's what you do.
Oh, I don't like snakes at all. No.
Look in the box, Janine.
The next challenge.
Oh my God, like it's Survivor. This is so fucked. Isn't it supposed to be about business?
Which will be a sales challenge. So someone did pretty good.
Hit a goal of $8,954.63 with 20. You can get mad at this?
Wow. The audio is 70% right speaker. Oh, that's fucking annoying. I can't tell because I'm listening on a, like, not on headphones. This cocktail party is somewhere you'd be in a nightmare. Wow. Extremely sad show. This reminds me of Scientology auditing. Yep, very true. This is so fucked, bro. Really sorry to everybody that was on this show, and obviously nobody watched it, but... So was this show, like, Julie or Jennifer, maybe you can tell me, like, did this show air anywhere else besides YouTube? Like, 300 views on YouTube, dude, that's nothing. It's nothing. Man, oh man. Sad stuff. All right, let's see if this Losing Fortunes radio episode is up now. I'm so excited to hear what Scott and Peter had to say about me and the conference and everybody there. Thank you, Tyler. The show is just another way for them to make more money, to make them more money by using the contestants to make sales for them. So true, actually. So true. I'm here on the link that... Never mind, actually, I wasn't. Here we go. This is the link. It's called Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles on anti-MLM lies. Sorry, on anti-MLM conference lies and incompetence. So, oh, wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I'm excited for this. This is going to be good. It aired on Facebook. Oh, my God, wow. What's in the box? You're welcome, Michelle. I got you. Wow. Okay, well, let's check it out. Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles on anti-MLM conference lies and incompetence. Wow. You love to see it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wow. All right. Here we go.
Welcome to Building Fortunes Radio. Make sure you check us out at buildingfortunesradio.com. Along with our marketing partners, we're here to help our PM Marketing Network Leads customers build their businesses and make the world a better place. At Building Fortunes, we know how much your business means to you and the people important.
It's actually gross how excited I am for this.
Important to you. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. For anybody who might still be unfamiliar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingles.
Yeah, I agree. This might actually break a record for how fast they bring me up. I don't know. What up, Peter, Scott? I know you guys are watching right now. What up?
We started this radio station a long time ago. It was actually towards the tail end.
Skip to 6:30. What the fuck? That can't be right. I like how he gives a little brief history of the radio show every episode. Let me see.
in relationship to anyone who joins a network marketing company if they want to learn about a network marketing company as opposed to just talk about a network marketing company. So I joined it, and I quit the first time because I saw the focus was not on selling products. It was mostly on...
Okay, I got to go pee real quick, and I gotta grab my... I ordered some food. I'm going to grab this food from the delivery person, and I'm going to keep this running, but I'll be right back, okay? Thumbs up the ting.
On, books, tapes, and functions. And then
yes,
another person
also,
that...
during the conference, Peter Mingles was there in the list of participants on the Zoom meeting as Peter Mingles. And I'm pretty sure Scott Johnson was there as the user named None of Your Business. So I think that's what happened there.
One way or another, and I joined the second time, and I quit the second time because it was the same thing. And then the third time, when I was trying to recruit somebody who was trying to recruit me, and I was recruiting him, it was one of those things. I was shopping for a shirt at a store,
Hilarious.
And I met a sharp guy, and we were starting to talk and basically had, I guess, the same intentions. I said, hey, listen, if you want to keep your options open, give me a buzz. He said, do you have a card? I give him a card. A guy named Jim calls me up. One thing led to another. I kind of had a hint that it was Amway. I said, listen, this is why I'm not interested. If it's anything about the books, tapes, and functions, I don't want to have anything to do with it. He said, no, which was a stretch of the truth. He wanted, I guess, to brainwash me first before he can convince me. Anyway, so I quit again. So I thought I knew what Scott Johnson was talking about when he said tool scam. So I said, Scott, do you have a website? He said, sure do. It's called stoptheamwaytoolscam.wordpress.com. So I said, oh, then I know that you're talking about the same thing. So again, shortened version of a longer story. Scott and I started doing this radio show. And yes, we talk about tools. Yes, we talk about, the exception of retail sales and MLM companies that are not doing it the right way. We spoke about a lot of other things as well. So we'll talk about a lot of other things too here. And I'm going to kick this off back to Scott Johnson. So for those people that want to hear this, if they go back to buildingfortunesradio.com /Scott-Johnson, you'll be able to hear all the other Scott Johnson radio shows that we've done. And we've done interviews amongst ourselves, of course, other people that have done everything from anti-MLM stuff to pro-MLM stuff to, believe it or not, sex trafficking and some of the similarities in the business model. We've had conversations with people that were dealing with Nexium. We've had attorneys. We've had distributors, vendors, victims, if you will, all over the board. And it's always a very interesting show. And for those people that listen in, I'm going to share with you, if you listen into enough of the shows, you'll hear just about everything that you'll ever need to know about some of the pitfalls associated with this industry. So if you choose to do this industry, you'll at least know where the potholes and the pitfalls are so you can avoid them if you choose. And by the way, I have to say, almost every industry, I got to correct that, every industry that I've ever seen, I can't say every industry that might be out there, but every industry I've ever seen has, pluses and minuses and challenges and things you have to manage. And MLM is certainly one of them. But there's a lot of them. If there's any industry I've ever looked at, they were certainly part of the same thing. But we are here to talk about whatever we're going to talk about tonight. So, Scott Johnson, thanks for being here on your own radio show.
Hey, Peter, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And I'm still recovering from my cold from last week. So if it goes silent for a couple seconds, that means I took a quick break to take a cough. And
how is Texas audio quality even worse this time? They somehow managed to make the audio even worse. And a lot of other things. Only talks about Marco. So true. Wow. I can't believe this. Oh, my God.
And I'll be right back. Yeah, I just wanted to, correct a couple things that Marco has brought up over the past week or two. One is that I've been on this show since the beginning.
Yeah, also, why does Scott say thanks for having me? Isn't this the Scott Johnson show? It says it right there. Okay, hold on, y'all. I fucked something up. I'm getting sabotaged by BFR right now, guys. They got me. Wow, they got me for a sec. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to pee real quick, and I don't want to miss this. So give me thumbs up the stream, or I'll be right back. No, actually, fuck it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to listen.
In late 2012. That's not true, Marco. We've been
okay, I'm getting fact-checked right now.
Doing this since around September of 2015. So it's about 7.5 years on a weekly basis, rarely missing a week. I don't know if that's your most number of radio shows by one person, Peter, or not, but I think it's towards the top somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I just wanted to kind of clear that up just to make sure Marco doesn't keep misinterpreting. He also talks about me paying you to be on this show. So your check's in the mail, Peter. I just want to let you know. It didn't go up by too much, just a few percentage points this past year. But, with inflation, you have to, increase the amount a little bit. I understand, to make a living.
People that Marco is bringing. Yeah, all the extra people that Marco is bringing. And now he's bringing the FTC, FTC attorneys, so-called associate professors, all those other things. Yeah, we have to have a quantity and a quality of the listeners, Scott. Got to have a rate increase for sure.
Exactly. So anyway, I'm still managing.
Wait a fucking minute. Wait a fucking minute. Did he just admit that he pays to do this, as I've long theorized? Did he just admit that?
The show since the beginning in late 2012. That's not true. Number of radio shows paying you to be on this show. So your check's in the mail, Peter. I just want to let you know. It didn't go up by too much, just a few percentage points this past year. But, inflation.
The audio being worse is on brand, says NPAS. So true. I can't believe this, you guys. Wow. Other MLM debaters have taught us not to accept your need to pee. So true. So true. My bad, guys. Wow. Okay, so he's doing a bit here. But I think he does pay.
Or doesn't keep...
Not 10 years, 7.5 years. You're so stupid. Sorry, Alex.
Interpreting. He also talks about me paying you to be on this show. So your check's in the mail, Peter. I just want to let you know. It didn't go up by too much, just a few percentage points this past year. But, with inflation, you have to, increase the amount a little bit. I understand.
Did Scott say he's sick? Is that the reason for his audio? Did he say? I must have missed that. But did he say he's sick?
All the extra people that Marco is bringing. Yeah, all the extra people that Marco is bringing. And now he's bringing the FTC, FTC attorneys, so-called associate professors, all those other things. Yeah, we have to have a quantity and a quality.
Sorry to keep pausing. You guys are just so funny. Shifter says it's a multi-million-dollar platform. Yeah, their software that they use is apparently part of a multi-million-dollar platform that many people use. So if they sound like trash, everybody sounds like trash, and they're too busy to even worry about it. So.
Quality of the listeners, Scott. Got to have a rate increase for sure.
Exactly. So,
and also, did I miss something about Peter talking about trafficking? Did I miss something? All right. He's under the weather or under the water with this audio quality? I can never tell.
Anyway, I'm still managing to keep up with the bills, and we'll just keep that money coming towards you, Peter, just like it always has been. No problem. No problem at all.
The only reason why you're here, Scott. The only reason why you're here.
I like how they're laughing about it, and Peter even has Scott laughing about it like it's not true, but it is.
Put a few bucks in your pocket.
Check is too big. Check is too big.
I know. It probably doesn't fit in your mailbox.
I'm for sale.
It's one of those big cardboard checks they give at the MLM functions, right? The one that pays $3 million, and it's like 2 by 6 feet or something. Yeah. So anyway, just wanted to make a couple comments on that. But just a couple of comments for Marco. So Marco, about the drug dealers. The drug dealers were putting their suitcases through the drive-through window. They actually had to, in HSBC, increase the size of the drive-through window deposit box so their suitcases could fit. So Marco, the drug dealer, part of you, we have to make sure that I increase my check deposit size to increase the size of checks that Scott Johnson was
Get them.
Because they were fucking huge.
Flex on them.
Oh, yeah. So, and we'll have more fun with Marco later for sure. But anyway, I just wanted to get back to the tool scam because that really is the purpose of this show, is to shine a light on the things that MLMs are not doing properly and try to educate people. And it's very hard to educate.
How many episodes could you possibly do about this same? Like, bro, me and Doug Brooks did our interview about why MLM is bad in DC. And, we said afterwards, We probably filmed for like an hour and a half, maybe 2. And afterwards, we were like, we could have talked all day. Like every different path you go down talking about MLM, you can find new fucked up shit. So the fact that Scott Johnson only talks about the tool scam for like almost a decade now is insane.
Educate people when they don't want to be educated, or they're just sort of dumb to begin with, because you have to have a little bit of intelligence to pick up on the themes. Now, we've been doing this almost 400 times, and you would think that somebody would pick up on it by now, but that's why we do this at the beginning of pretty much every show. We cover the basics, mainly for the new listeners, so that they understand where we're coming from, and then the rest of this we can, talk about other things and have some fun with Marco and his goons and so forth. But what the tool scam is that you mentioned.
Can I skip ahead? Alex, you mentioned, I think in Discord, where they talk about me. Let me go here. At 7 minutes, and then more at 18 minutes and 39 minutes. Here we go. Let's go. Let's skip ahead to 18 minutes.
I'm not one of these people that has an opinion and says that's the way it is. Any industry has bad apples in it.
All right.
Industry, motivational
Let's go from here.
is if you work hard enough and long enough, you'll get filthy rich. That's basically, the one-line selling point of an MLM. And so the key, though, isn't that the distributors are buying it, because they obviously do want to make some money. That's why you're in business, is to make money. But if you can't sell the products, then you're in an illegal pyramid. So, we'll see what happens. But those are the two, big things, the lack of retail sales and tool scams that are problematic in the MLM industry. And I'll just hand it back to you for any more comments, then we'll go from there.
Back to you, Peter.
Nope, all good stuff. So we say it at the beginning part of every radio show because we know we have a whole bunch of new listeners that are listening in. And
no, there's not new listeners. If you have new listeners, it means only that I got new listeners. Oh my God.
You can listen to previous radio shows, and for this radio show, we're going to focus a little bit about what happened at the MLM conference, which is really the anti-MLM conference. But it's got to kind of help set the record straight before we get started. We pick on Marco Mukaber, Moukhaaiber. He pronounces his last name wrong.
I pronounce it wrong. Yeah. I'm one of the Care Bears, the Mooka Bear.
So Marco Mukaber is a gentleman whose stage name, let's call it, on YouTube is always Marco, and he tries to hide his name. So make sure you search.
He called me a gentleman.
For his name on the search engines. Marco Mukaber, find out a little bit more about what he really is like. But the second half of this is he doesn't really know how to tell the story right, and we've isolated him to be the focal point for the anti-MLM YouTube and influencer crowd that get the whole concept of pushing against MLM, I think, wrong. So although there's lots of things that you can push against MLM with.
I like how they say I'm stupid and I always miss the point. But the whole way that I even became aware of their existence was Scott emailing me saying how much he liked my videos, wanting me to be on their stupid show.
And we speak about this on a lot of our radio shows, and we'll talk about that maybe even after we start with this MLM conference at Marco. But the reality is that we focused on Marco. He's really nothing special. It's just that there's so many other people in the anti-MLM world. We didn't want to focus on many of them because many are women, and that would be like picking on women. Many are just uneducated, and that wouldn't be fair because eventually they'll wake up, and they don't necessarily need us talking about them because eventually they'll wake up. But we focus on Marco, me specifically, because you have your own beef with Marco, but I have mine. I'm sitting here, I guess it was 2 years ago, right on April Day. It was like the beginning of April, 1 o'clock in the morning.
April
and I get a phone call from somebody who impersonated somebody who said they knew you. So, number one, who calls anybody at 1 o'clock in the morning their time? And I didn't mind because I'm always up.
Who answers?
Working. So I picked up the phone. He fraudulently mentioned that he was looking for your phone number, and he wanted me to give him your phone number. Now, the punchline on this.
By the way, I already have both their phone numbers.
Is I was being recorded on a live webinar at that time, and I was not told that.
Webinar is my live stream. They're boomers. Give them a chance.
So it was like a fraudulent thing. He said his name was Marcus, if I'm not mistaken. but he said he was looking for you, was looking for the phone number. I wouldn't give out your phone number to anybody without your permission, number one. Number two is he also started asking me a lot of questions about MLM, and through that conversation, we were having a casual conversation. I thought it was private. Didn't matter that it was public. But we were having a conversation about stuff. And then towards the end, he told me he was recording it, told me he didn't need my permission to record it, told me he was recording this live on a YouTube video, which I thought was just a dickish move. All right, so you're a dick. So
It's true. I live in Canada where I have one-party consent. As long as I'm one of the people in the conversation, I can record and do whatever I want with it.
big deal. So you're an asshole, you're a dick, whatever. We're used to immature people, pranksters, if you will, sometimes.
I appreciate you guys watching and donating to my webinar every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
But then he called me a fucking idiot.
No, I said he was a moron.
I didn't realize he called me a fucking idiot because I hung up on him. And then on the YouTube that you had sent me, Scott, that's when I saw he called me a fucking idiot. So for those people that are curious, that's the way the Peter Mingles beef got started.
Peter, you are a fucking idiot, Peter.
It was a fraudulent phone call from Marco. Then he basically took up an hour of my time. And this is what, Scott, you were talking and I were talking before the radio show. These anti-MLMers, they don't know how to tell the truth. So the truth was, he was asking me questions about MLM and I was answering in somewhat of a brutally honest way certain times. I even picked on somebody that, and I won't rekindle that because she doesn't deserve to have it rekindled, but I even picked on somebody that you had been interviewed with.
Savvy. He's talking about Savvy.
And we had interviewed collectively on the radio show, and I thought she was a nice person, but I thought she got it totally wrong. So the reality was is when I saw him do that, I'm like, you know what? This is it. You know, you just don't do this sort of stuff to people like me. And I was representing all the other people that he would probably be picking.
Peter, I know you're watching this. Why do you act like a tough guy, bro? You're literally a scammer. You're the opposite of a tough guy. You're the opposite of a hard worker. You scam because you are afraid to work hard. People like you are deserving of every negative thing that befalls you, honestly. Because you don't have any, like, not to sound like Dominic Izzo here, you don't have any integrity. And you are a fucking idiot, Peter. And you act like a tough guy, but if it really came down to it, bro, if we were in person together, you know, I'm sure you would blame your, cataracts or glaucoma. I'm sure you would blame something like that. But I would spank you like you were my son, Peter. And I know you would say, I would kick Marco's ass. And then we'd fight, and then I would kick your ass, and you'd say, well, he only kicked my ass because I have glaucoma. So you'd move the goalpost. You know what I mean? But both you and Scott, you know, I've never seen what Scott looks like. He won't show his face. So all I can assume is that he's ugly. But, you know, I'm sure I wouldn't have a problem with either of you. You said you're 60. I'm 27, bro. You know, I don't think that would go well for you. And same thing with Scott. I imagine he's around the same age group.
So I said, game on, Marco. Game on, Marco. Use that as a sound clip. Game on, Marco. Game on. And this doesn't...
That's a drop. Somebody bookmark that. Somebody put that in Discord. 2210. It's game on, Marco. Game on. That's a drop.
End nicely for you. So, Marco, use that as a sound clip if you want to. But anyway, so what he's done, Scott, is he's decided to try to build his audience
What up, Kinka?
based on our going back and forth.
Yes, I've built my audience off this. Never mind my videos that have hundreds of thousands of views that, you know, actually there's no published video on my channel that mentions Scott and Peter, only live streams. They're confined to this corner of my channel.
And it's just a playful way for us to really educate people that many of the anti-MLM YouTubers get a lot of things right, many things wrong, and they're worth the dialogue. But you can't really dialogue with Marco Mukaber, always Marco, because he doesn't know how to tell the truth. And we're going to designate that and, you know, exemplify that several times during this radio show. But it's easy to focus on picking on Marco. And to my, I don't know how to say it. You know how things turn out a little bit better than you thought they would? To our benefit, Marco has, scammed his way into being in this MLM conference and then identifying other people like Bill Keep, Stacey Bosley. I'm not going to throw Robert Fitzpatrick too far into the bus, but some of the other people there, even some members of the FTC.
Hey, thank you, JT. Appreciate you. Game on, baby. Game on.
I don't know Doug Brooks good enough to be able to say anything about Doug Brooks. I just haven't followed up on Doug. I think I even missed his segment, so I apologize for that, Doug. But Doug's obviously an attorney. He's got to be a smart guy.
Thank you, Eliza, for putting that in the Discord.
Because he's done all those types of issues. But the reality is that, and there was one guy that they did,
I'm so excited to see what I lied about here. Thank you, JT.
Scott, you got to remind me. The one guy that wasn't with the FTC, but he spoke towards the end. I think he was the second to last guy. Some of these people were really good. And then some of them just got
he was from like a consumers league or something, and when that recording comes out, he's definitely somebody worth listening to again. Yep.
He was good, although he probably wouldn't like us, but he was good. The reality is he was probably one.
What up, Ed Tyler? Appreciate you, bro.
One of the most educated as far as good facts on the MLM conference. But getting back to my initial point, the reason why we pick on Marco is because number one, he's a focal point. Number two, he's ridiculously stupid. Number three, I think he's actually partially retarded. So Marco, you can grab that in.
You can't say it in 2023. Well, I appreciate y'all saying I'm the focal point. That means a lot.
It's like a clip. Because, the guy is definitely partially retarded. He has no clue. He's either immature, his brain stopped growing when he was 3. I think his body stopped growing when he was 12. But the reality is that he's just fun to pick on because he says the most ridiculous things. And the idea that Bill Keep can't see that, and that some of the other people can't see that, and he twists his stories, which we're going to talk about a little bit more on this radio show, is really one of the reasons why we pick on him. So for all those other people, I apologize for you specifically if you're part of the anti-MLM group, but he's dragging you down with him. And I don't want to pick on Savannah Marie, but Savannah Marie, he says that, Scott, get this, he says that you bring me down. Savannah Marie, your association with Marco Mukaber is not a good one for you.
Savannah, watch out.
I have other issues.
Savannah, watch out for Marco Mukaber. The Mukaber is on the prowl.
That I would love to bring up to her attention, privately, of course. But the reality is that, unfortunately, he's bringing some other people down with him that don't deserve to be let down. But there are some that he deserves to bring down with him. He's doing a really good job. So, Scott, it's kind of like the gift that keeps giving with Marco Mukaber, always stupid Marco. So, Scott, over to you.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder how long the shine is going to remain on him from the other anti-MLMers, because every time he comes on YouTube, he's basically begging for money. He begged for money for 2 or 3 weeks to go to this conference, and all the other people are paying their own way. Now, they might be paying because of their YouTube channels making them money or from some other source, but they're not just out there begging for money. And I think that's going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth over time.
I saw that Savannah put the Obama in her intro the other day. That was dope. Shout out, Savannah.
Right now, he's their hero. But I think over time they're going to go, I'm really tired of giving this guy money because he really doesn't know what he's talking about. And nobody else is out there begging like he begs. So it's pretty incredible. And yeah, that MLM conference, to me, because this is the 3rd year they've done it. Now, this year it was only 1 day, and it's been 2 days in the past. I think they've just run out of things to talk about, basically. And it did go overtime a little bit, so there was no question and answer time, which I was looking forward to. But
do you know why that happened? If you remember, every time that I've spoken about Bill Keep and his conference calls, his MLM conference, which is really an anti-MLM conference, I've always said how well it was run, well executed, on time. This is the first time that it's gone over an hour, and it went over so long they couldn't even do a question and answer. And that was the first time that Marco was ever around.
Yeah, it was me.
Personally responsible for Bill Keep.
It was me. I actually have to, not to defend myself, because I don't need to defend myself, but I actually got to pat myself on the back here. I was the only person, the only presenter on the entire conference that had no slides. I was the only person who just spoke. I just spoke with my notes in front of me. I didn't have any slides. I didn't present anything up on the board because I knew, like, if anybody was going to have technical difficulties, it's me. Like, that's my luck. And that would have flustered me and it would have fucked me up. So, you know, I actually take zero responsibility for any delays because I was ready. I just had to go up and speak. That's it. So, but that's funny though.
Fuck up on technology this year because Marco was there. I mean, it was obvious. Like every other time this guy's ever done anything, it was like, man, this guy keeps. I mean, we don't always agree with the content, but holy cow, does he keep you know, these guys are well rehearsed. They got everything down, and this one they ran an hour late and couldn't even do a question and
Exactly,
answer.
Alex. Moving the goalpost. Alex says, "Remember when your channel was dying?" That's what they would always say in 2022. His channel's dying. Now people are going to get tired of giving me money. Yeah, exactly. It's, you know.
I'm going to blame that one on Marco.
Yeah, in fact, we were able to see that Marco was there quite early, way before he spoke, because they were having some technical difficulties, and he, you know, stuck his head in to try to help the person that was, you know, trying to use the computer to get their presentation up, and you know, trying to just help them out. Of course, a lot of those people there were basically dinosaurs. I mean, they were so old, they could barely talk, they could barely say a coherent sentence. I don't know why they keep inviting these people back, but they do. And
Scott,
quite honestly,
Scott, hold on a second. We're the old ones. Like, did Marco make fun of like the old people that were there? Like, you know, Dr. Barrett. Did he make fun of that guy? You know, and first of all, by the way, I think his presentation, even though he's old, his presentation was valid.
Peace out, McZemzem. Appreciate you, bro.
Relative to the medical device that he was talking about and the medical claims and everything else that he was talking about. So he may not be the most eloquent speaker, but he was definitely old. But did Marco make all fun about all the old guys that were there? I missed that part. I don't think so.
I missed that part too. Maybe that was off camera. Maybe he.
I don't make fun of other people for their age because the other people that were there have a level of maturity that correlates with their age. They are as mature as I would expect people in their 60s or whatever to be. You two, I make fun of your age because you act like 8-year-olds. That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe he pushed him over a chair or something when the camera wasn't running. I don't know. But we'll never know, probably. But anyway, I just thought that the whole conference, again, like the previous 2 years, focused on all the problems. There was very little focus on solutions. Now, Marco did offer one really...
Yes, I'm tired of giving you money.
Right?
You're poor! You're fucking poor!
Billions and billions.
Obama!
Thank you, Johnny Azul. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. Amazing.
You know, tasty solution for a problem. He said that the DSA, the Direct Selling Association, which is the lobbyist for the MLMs, should not be allowed to call themselves the DSA because they're not really direct selling companies. They're multi-level marketing companies. Boy, that would really fix the whole world, wouldn't it? You know, Peter, that was such a stroke of genius that Marco had. And by the way, you know, we do call him always stupid Marco because he is always stupid. And actually his new pet name is always Narco. You know, Marco the Narco, because of his proven, self-admitted cocaine dealing. And he almost, fortunately, I think it was a no-lose proposition. If he was not allowed to come in the country, it would have been a victory.
I knew it was him. Thank you, Johnny Azul.
I'm tired.
Who is probably Legend Gaming. Meek says, if every word Marco said was something they agreed with, they would skew their viewpoint just to oppose me. So true. So true. Hold up. I'll be right back. Put this away right quick.
am also completely sick of giving you money. These guys are obsessed with you.
That's stupid, man. You guys are ridiculous. Who said that? Oh my God. How many always stupid Marcos are we going to get tonight? Countless, probably. Oh my God. Okay, let me see what y'all were dropping. I want to see who those were from. Did I hear something about sex? Oh yeah, thank you, David, for that. Appreciate that. David dropping that as Chris. Oh, not sex with you, obsessed with you. Oh, my bad. Johnny, and then Johnny Azul donated, but it was actually Legend Gaming who donated, saying, I'm tired. Thank you, Legend. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. If y'all get tired of giving me money, just, let me know. I want to make sure everybody's okay.
But he was allowed to come in the country after being challenged quite strenuously by the Customs and Border Patrol people. And then he was stupid enough after they said, yeah, we'll let you in, even though, we probably shouldn't. We're going to let you in anyway. He turned back to them and asked them about, well, how did you pull me aside? Was it just random, or did this Scott Johnson guy write an email and this investigation was a result of that? Now, how stupid is that after you've been let in to then question that you were let in? It's just always stupid. It's amazing what Marco does. And he puts that on his own video.
Yep, and if I could use that as one example of how.
Thank you, Eliza. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. I know you guys are really tired of giving me money, and I'm forcing you. I'm sorry.
Marco Mukaber does not know how to tell the truth. It was very clear that you wrote an email to a lot of people about the video that Marco made himself being a drug dealer. So Marco did an hour and a half or somewhat video on his friend Philip being arrested, selling drugs. It's right there up on the internet. Anybody that really looks for it can still find it, Marco. So people are still finding that.
What they're talking about is a video my friend Philip made. I don't know if it's still up on his channel. Let me see. Let me see.
Always begging. Gosh, Marco. Thanks with rolling
Thank
eyes,
you.
tears of joy, tears of joy.
Thank you, Diesel darling. Let me see. Oh, I wonder if he took it down. Anyways, my friend Philip had a video on his channel about how he was arrested at one point, and I knew him during this time, and I talk about how I was around during that period. His YouTube channel is always changing shape. There's always videos appearing and disappearing and reappearing. Craziness. Oh, he brought a bunch back. Oh, cool. I can't find that one, though. Anyways, I was going to pull that up, but that's what they're talking about.
This thing, and you wrote something about Marco and his drug experiences, and they might want to take a look at that, or at least pre-screen him when he's coming in, because we never know what Marco's going to be doing. Marco omitted that from the conversation that he had with his own audience. In his own audience, he said the only reason why Scott Johnson, and he threw my name in there because he figures I might have helped you write the letter, the only reason why Scott Johnson wrote that letter and the only reason why people were challenging me is they just don't like the content
Hate giving
that I
Marco
do.
money.
You guys.
You're broke! You're fucking broke!
Thank you, Marissa. You're too much. Oh, my God.
As far as anti-MLM on YouTube. They think that you wrote that because we're challenging him as being an anti-MLMer on YouTube, and we didn't want him to come down to that conference. Either the man is completely stupid, therefore earning the title, or he actually lies again. I'm going to go for the lies again, although two things, Marco, can be true at the same time. You said that once before, I think. So two things can be true at the same time. You can always be stupid, and you could also lie. You never told your audience the real reason why customs pulled you over, and you never told the customs guy when he asked you what you do for a living. You went down all the convenient things that wouldn't get you in trouble, and you omitted, and you even said it on your own video just recently, you omitted that you were a drug dealer.
Yes, Specs, this is true. All the donos that I'm getting are actually people that want to buy drugs from me, but this is just a cover. So I cover up their drug purchases as stream donations.
Your check is in the mail, Marco.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. So true, so true. Yeah, I do know what the reason is. I mean, Eliza, he did write it. I do know what the reason is. The reason is because they wrote the letter. Scott, Peter, you guys realize I've traveled out of the country several times in the past few years, certainly several times since that live stream that I made that you're talking about and my friend Philip's video. I was never stopped. I've never been stopped ever. Only when y'all wrote the letter was I stopped. That's the real reason. Nobody's omitting anything.
To the customs guy, and he let you in this time, but guess what, Marco? I betcha the customs guys are probably going to see the video that tells you what you said versus what you didn't say, and when they do a little bit of comparison, the next time you go through customs somewhere, it may take a little bit longer, Marco. It may take a little bit longer. So you think that, Scott Johnson delayed you and you won? Well, the answer is you were delayed, and let's see what happens next time, Marco. Let's see what happens next time, because there will be a next time, and there will be people that are being provided information about your next time that you clearly didn't say what you did for a living.
Oh, I know, you guys. I know there will be a next time. Maybe I'll just frustrate you by not letting you know when the next time I'm gonna travel is.
Before that, and before that, and before that. So always stupid, Marco. You're always putting your foot in your mouth again. So
yeah, no kidding.
I wanted to punctuate that, saying the number
The narcotics. Wow, that's a good one.
one, Marco does not know how to tell the truth. I don't know why anybody listens to him. If you're listening to him for the entertainment value, because he's just an idiot, that's fine. If you want to throw money at him, it's your money. I mean, you earned it. Who am I to say how you want to throw your money around? So for your technical goons, that's fine. Donate him to do a lot
I do deal baby Tylenol, so true.
of things. I have a suggestion on a donation a little bit later on, maybe. But the reality is Marco does not know how to tell the truth. He never.
Marco literally reaching into my wallet and taking my money. Known shyster for real.
Oh, Jared, bro, you're hilarious. Yeah, I'm reaching, guys. I am reaching through the matrix. I am reaching through the screen right now to grab your money out of your wallet and pull it to streamlabs.com/Marco54/tip. As you can see, it's working very well. So sorry about that, y'all, but I got to do what I got to do. Scott tried to pose an always embargo sad. Wow. Amazing. Great pun there. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. All right.
Sure does. And for anybody who thinks he's an expert, you're a fool. So there you go, Scott.
Next time, exactly, Johnny. Next time they're just gonna up it. Next time they're just gonna say I'm part of ISIS or Al Qaeda or something like that. Yeah, totally. Joey wants all his donos refunded because he hasn't received his fucking drugs. It's coming. It's in the mail.
Yeah, and he's even said on his own show, I'm a very good liar. He said those exact words. So, we already knew that, but he even says it from time to time. And here's how it's a win that he got in.
Vincent, thank you. I purchased drugs from him and never got delivered. Sorry, Vincent. I'm sorry. It's coming. 30 minutes. I'm 30 minutes away.
And it's because well before the conference, like 2 or 3 weeks before the conference, all those people I notified was everybody that was a presenter at the conference was provided that email that was the link to the YouTube video that he did where he talked about being a cocaine dealer. Very straight up, not me accusing him of anything, but him of actually saying it. And it also included a link to a story unrelated of a woman who was trying to come in from Britain, and the customs guy found a text on her phone making a reference to cocaine, and she said, yeah, I used to take cocaine, and she was not allowed in the country. So how much more should a cocaine dealer not be allowed to come into the country? And all of those people, seemingly responsible, right? There was the head of the business school Dean, I guess she is. It was Bill Keep, the professor. It was the 2 FTC attorneys. It was a number of other, speakers, attorneys, all kinds of different people. Now, there was a bunch of anti-MLMers on there too, because they worship Marco. I didn't expect them to raise much of a ruckus because they just love their hero. But the other people should be more responsible. The other people should have questioned, do we really want this guy tarnishing our brand, as dull as it is? Do we really want him negatively influencing it? And apparently the answer was, sure, bring him on in, no problem. So that's why it was a win either way. If he was kept out of the country, obviously a win. If he was let in, well, now you just tainted everybody that was there. Every single one of them knew well before the conference that you were a cocaine dealer, and maybe still are, and yet he was welcomed with open arms. So it was a no-lose proposition for
our hero. Thank you, Sheila. Always stupid Marco, always begging for money, but it's my money and I can throw it away if I want to. Unread, back to you, Scott. Hey, guys, I just want to let you know. Where's this website? AlwaysMarcoMerch.com. You can get the Losing Fortunes Radio tee right now. Losing Fortunes Radio, you see it there. Great quality. The description here says Marco. Maybe it should say back to you, Scott. And then we have the unread shirt, which is actually Scott's real email blurred right there. Legend Gaming posted a picture of that in the Discord earlier today. So big up to those.
Us. And by the way, you did not help me on that letter. I just want to clarify that. That was all my work. So you guys can come after me and not Peter on that one. So let's see. So
always kissing Daddy Peter's ass, aren't we, Scott?
Yeah. Did you want to say anything more, Peter? Because I wanted to get into one of his recent videos. Go ahead.
I do, but I just want to troll the trolls a little bit. So I know there were people that might be listening in, so I just have to troll the trolls a little bit. So let's see if I just got to rally them up. So hold on 1 second, Scott.
So loud. Vincent says, always markup. His drugs got too expensive since he started going to these conferences. I'm sorry, it's inflation, buddy. I got to do what I got to do. Wow, he figured it out. Wow, so bad. What is this? Bro, this is literally in their episode. I'm not making this up. I can't even tell what's being said.
The fake news.
Okay, I just had to clear the room a little bit, Scott. Make some.
I think I heard some heads explode over that one.
Yeah, some lip torts. They're triggered.
That's great. And Trump's doing his first rally here in Texas next Saturday.
There you go. Yeah, he's not behind bars. He's not behind bars.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
if he gets out of jail.
Everything they can. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How was that trolling? I don't get it.
That was great. Yeah, I guess that's a new song.
Oh, it says Trump won and you know it? I love it. The libtards are triggered. Dude, I fuck with Trump. I've changed my mind about Trump since a couple of years ago. I think he's hilarious.
You forwarded it to me.
You didn't hear? Yeah, that's a cool song. Trump won and you know it.
Yeah.
I think her name is Natasha Owen.
Right.
Way to go.
Yep.
Way to go, Marco.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to do is make some comments on the comments on one of Marco's recent videos.
That's all you do.
In fact, it was the one that he put up a week or so ago. It's called Marco versus Scott Johnson and Peter Mingles.
Here we go.
In parentheses, the beginning, because a lot of his followers don't understand, where this all came from. And what's interesting about it is he tells the story about me and him going back and forth on emails, and he thinks it makes him look good, but it really doesn't. It really does not, because I wrote him an email, I think it was a couple Augusts ago, maybe even 3 Augusts ago, that said, hey, I enjoyed your anti-MLM video. I'd like to, have you on my show sometime. And I got no response. And then our friend Dave, a few months later, said, hey, have you seen this guy Marco on YouTube? And I said, yeah, I have. I'll send him another email. So I sent him a
Scott, Peter, Dave is not your friend.
second email. And again, this is a few months after the first one, so it's not like I'm constantly sending him emails. And I do this with a lot of people, right? I send emails to a lot of different people. Most of them do not respond, and so I don't even follow up with them again. That's the end of it. And I probably wouldn't have emailed Narco again if Dave hadn't reminded me. And so that's part of what happened here, just, you know, in case people get the wrong impression, like most people do from Narco, because he gives the wrong impression because he constantly lies, constantly. And so he said, I'm not interested right now. Well, what that tells me is maybe in the future he would be interested. So I said, okay, what's a good time frame for you? You know, I said a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, because I didn't want to ignore him, but I also didn't want to, you know, harass him. And so that's when he really turned south.
We're broke, we're poor, but Marco needs more. We're broke, we're poor. Have a bag, my lord. Yes, thank you, thank you.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
And he said, with all due respect. Now, when you say with all due respect, look that up on the Urban Dictionary. What that really means.
Why are they going over their side of the story? It was pretty plain, black and white what happened. I showed the emails. I showed the receipts, bro.
You, okay? That's what that term means, with all due respect. He doesn't know me from Adam back then. All he knew was my name. And is that my real name, Marco? Gee, you were questioning that too. So I don't know what he thinks about with all due respect to someone he doesn't even know, but that's what he said. And so then he said, with all due respect, which is F you, your social media presence isn't worth my time. Even though Marco sucks up to people that have larger social media audiences than he does, and they don't normally have a problem, you know, helping him out. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you know, how hypocritical he is, how he treats others, not like how he is treated by others. And so that's just how Marco is. That's who he is. And then
the Bad Dog, he wants to know where the "you're broke" drop comes from. It's from an Andrew Tate video where he goes, "You're broke, you're fucking poor."
It's kind of deteriorated from there, and that's how we got to where we are. But that video of Marco versus Scott Johnson in the beginning, which is most of the original, he took out some parts that I think were not related to our actual beef, as he calls it. I think most of that is still intact. And I think that video, Peter, I haven't actually watched it again because I've seen it. I think that includes his phone call to you at 1 a.m. where he pretends he's somebody else, but it's really just, you know, Marco the Narco doing his thing. So what I wanted to comment on...
The most important thing about these things is that, you know, our version of what happened is totally different than his version of what he says happens. And the reality is that, Marco, you're lying again. I mean, you
how
can
am I
just
lying?
watch the video, and then you can see that anybody that watches those videos can see that he's lying. So, and then the idea that he thinks that we're the ones that were trying to get him to not be at that conference because we wanted to
Bro, literally, how am I lying?
be at that conference is, again, just a lie again. So the reality is just...
Thank you for the dono, by the way, Voldemort, Lucy Tunes. We're broke, we're poor, but Marco needs more. We're broke, we're poor. Have a bag, my lord. I mean, bars, to be honest. Bars.
Bars.
Crazy. So back to you, Scott.
Yeah, and I would gladly participate.
Wow, somebody's dog barking in the background of it.
That conference, but I know I'm not welcome, so it doesn't really matter. It's one of those things where that conference wants to focus on the problems, not the solutions, like we just talked about. And so that's the way it is. That's their genre, I guess. That's where they want to stay focused, which to me seems nuts, but there you go. So I was trying to decide which of these comments, because there's 65 of them now on Marco's video, and I thought, now which one is probably the most stupid one? Well, it was pretty easy to decide that because Marco pinned one of the comments.
Oh, this is going to be about one of y'all, guys. Congratulations. One of you guys is about to be immortalized in Building Fortunes radio lore forever.
The top. And I thought, aha, this has got to be the most stupid comment because Marco picked it. And Marco is always stupid. So here's the comment. And it was written by somebody, by the way, who has no presence on YouTube other than their username. They have no videos. They have nothing. So they're just this anonymous person. And the comment is, ... is selling leads not an MLM tool scam? Obviously in reference to your business, which is lead selling for various businesses, including MLMs. But just by virtue of this show being on weekly for 7.5 years and talking about how important retail sales are to prevent an MLM from being an illegal pyramid, that comment is just totally stupid because it's not illegal.
That comment was made by Reagan, so shout out to you.
Sell leads. It's not a scam to sell leads. Just like I commented last week on Eric Worre. I mean, I think he's a total jerk and a scam artist in his own right, and a rip-off artist and a con artist. I believe all of those things about him. But in this way, he is more honest than the Amway upline. It's pretty obvious that's how he makes his living, by selling these tickets for $1,000 or more for a couple of 3 days in his presence, in other people's presence, to teach them the quote-unquote secrets of MLM. That at least he's being honest where he's making his money, just like you are with your business, Peter. And so selling leads is not a MLM tool scam, to that comment writer.
Yeah, exactly, Johnny. If it were up to Scott Johnson, the conference wouldn't be just a full day of talking about the tool scam. It would be a full day of him only talking about the tool scam, and everyone would have to sit there and listen to him.
And then there was a reply to that comment, bars with an exclamation mark.
A new drop. Somebody put this down on the timestamp. 45:33. Him saying bars.
He's in his presence. MLM. The MLM tool scam, to that comment writer. And then there was a reply to that comment, bars with an exclamation mark, which in Narco's environment means that was a great comment. That's what bars means. So anyway, I just wanted to make that comment, Peter, that was the stupidest comment, but there's plenty of others here we can dig into too. But I wanted to let you make a comment on that particular comment because it's obviously in relation to your business.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I didn't read the comment. I don't read the comments from the trolls because they're trolls. But the reality is the idea that was a comment under Marco's video is not surprising. The surprising thing is that Marco echoes it. Like, he acknowledges it, he agrees with it, he amplifies it because he's stupid. I mean, to think that selling leads or people buying leads has any part of a tool scam is ridiculous.
Why?
So anybody that has any level of sophistication that might be part of his listening audience.
Thank you, Susie. Susie lets me know in the chat here that Ray Higdon was in 12 MLMs. Wow.
Insurance people buy leads, real estate people buy leads, mortgage brokers buy leads. Leads are a form of data.
Yeah, leads for a legit business. Buying leads for a scam is part of the scam.
Data itself is a lead, if you will. So the reality is that, in our society, you wouldn't have an economy without leads or data sales. So the reality is like, of course, always stupid Marco. Would I ever imagine that? Now, how in the world they pin that to something related to me and you, and how that's so ridiculous that we're working together, and because you're the tool scam guy and leads are a tool scam. I mean, that is just one of those reasons why I really have a hard time watching Marco's videos, because it's so stupid. I have to squint my eyes to keep my brain from falling out.
Well, that could be the glaucoma too, Peter.
I mean, they're just so retarded. and lack of a sophistication on any way of anything related to business. It is just amazing.
Says y'all, you guys' thing is called Building Fortunes Radio, and you do nothing except talk about me.
The idea that he was on an expert panel on this MLM conference is unfathomable.
I really was. I spoke on a panel with Jason Jones from the Attorney General's office, Doug Brooks, very reputable lawyer. I think I spoke on the panel with Paul Hanna, the consumer protection representative from Ireland, and who else? I don't remember, but some good names next to mine.
How do you explain that away? So how can you be that incompetent? And the answer is, I know how, because Bill Keep started out incompetent in one of his expert witness things with Jeffrey Babner in relationship to tax, travel.
They love
matters.
talking about this.
So if you want to see how incompetent and ignorant and how people are so fucking...
Great point, Johnny. Peter wouldn't give you Scott's phone number, but he'll sell someone else's info. Exactly.
Clueless, all you really have to do is watch Bill Keep, William Keep, his name is Dr. William Keep, and Travel Max and Jeffrey Babner, Babener, and then you will see why Marco was allowed to be an expert witness, because Bill Keep, in that 1997, I'm sure he hasn't grown that much since then, the reality is if you listen to that,
a problem.
you'll see how, there's probably escaped Bill Keep too, because he probably missed the book or the article that he might have skimmed over by being an expert witness. So back to you, Scott.
Yeah, and that reminded me of another person that was at the conference too. I'm trying to remember his first name. I want to say it was Jason Jones. I might have the name wrong. But he has a website because he's an attorney. He's currently an assistant attorney in Washington, D.C., but he also has a website called saltydroid.info, I believe is the tagline on that. And he's gone after a number of, scams and scam artists and different things over the years. And I actually got into, an online war with him, so to speak, because I was giving him a hard time for not taking it seriously.
Scott and Peter, I want you guys to know, everyone at that conference, when your names were brought up, all had the same reaction. Ugh. They all think you guys are so fucking dumb.
Because he was kind of poking fun at it versus really going after it. I mean, as a private...
LL and Paz, great point. Funny thing is, the judge still allowed Bill Keep to testify. Exactly. Scott and Peter, you guys are so irrelevant and not knowledgeable that you're not even invited to share what you think, because it's nonsense. What up, DC?
Attorney at that time, he really could have gone after it, and he didn't.
I actually, DC, I saw that, I haven't seen your full video, but I saw that you made a video about the Travel Max thing, and I've seen the uncut, Bill Keep videos. I'm not interested. I know it was, dude, I was 1 year old when that happened. Scott and Peter keep bringing this fucking thing up like it's relevant. It's not. Hey, Scott and Peter, if Bill Keep was so, foolish during the Travel Max trial, then how come Travel Max isn't around anymore? You realize they got shut down, right? Fucking idiots.
Now, he eventually sued Herbalife and some of the high-level distributors, but I believe that lawsuit was thrown out because it was just too hard to prove the...
You know what, Ginny Jin? That's actually a great theory. Ginny Jin says, I'm kind of sure Scott is in prison, and that's why he can't reveal his identity and why the audio can't improve. That is really interesting. That would actually explain why he only talks about the same thing every week. Because he has no new information coming to him about his experience and what's going on with newer MLMs. He also never really says anything about his day. He never says oh yeah, I was driving the other day and this happened. He also never talks about things that he did out in the real world. So that's a theory. That's a fan theory for the lore right there. I like that. That's very interesting. Maybe he is in prison.
Class action to get the class approved as a class action lawsuit, which is very difficult, by the way. It's not easy to qualify a class for a class action lawsuit. So it's a steep, long hill, and I believe he was unsuccessful at that. but he did give it a fair shot, I believe, working with another law firm, down in Florida, I think it was. But they were ultimately unsuccessful. But he made a comment. He predicted, this Jones guy, that MLMs would start to not be...
Maybe that's also why the phone cuts off after a certain amount of time. Where else does that happen except in prison? I've never heard of that. Bro, we might actually have something here. He uses his phone time to talk to Peter. We might actually have a solid theory here. This is crazy. Wow. Somebody find Scott Johnson in Texas, a criminal, directory. Prisoner directory.
Online as much, so they would...
Maybe we'll be able to find a picture.
Vacate social media because there's too much growth in the anti-MLM world, and they don't want their prospects to be exposed to that, much like Amway does. Amway has always not been on social media as far as, trying to recruit people, promote the business. Amway has a few of their own corporate videos that are...
inmates do have the internet, and Paz, there's literally dating sites for inmates to receive mail and stuff. No?
Usually promoting the products or again.
I've seen prisoners on TikTok, bro.
About what an illegal pyramid is. I won't go into that again. We've talked about that a couple times before. But yeah, they tell their own lies too. But anyway, that was his prediction would be that MLMs would vacate the social media space and go underground, much like Amway has always done. They never made a presence on social media that I know of to any great extent. It's all been outside of that world. And it was really a smart move from the standpoint of being able to continue your scam and not draw attention to your scam. Although we all know that MLMs are too similar to be that different. So it's not really a thing that protects them in any way. It just keeps their name out of the news more. There's very few anti-Amway MLM videos on YouTube, for example. And it's because most of the sources for those videos are from social media, including YouTube, and then they, talk about whatever the MLM was trying to do on social media. Anyway, Bill Keep made a comment right after Jones said that, and he said, "I don't care where they go, we'll find them." which I just have to laugh because.
Yeah, that was fire, Michelle, when Jason Jones in the conference said, "I think MLMs will start moving away from social media." I don't believe that personally, but that was Jason's prediction. And Bill responded and said, he was like, "Wherever you go, we'll find you." It was so sick.
I don't think you can do that. If it's done like Amway does it, where it's very much private, they don't broadcast, where they're going to be, when they're going to be there. You have no idea until it happens. And so good luck, Mr. Keep. I'll call you Mr. one time.
Tyler says he found a bunch of Scott Johnsons in Texas prison records. Peter said he was 60. I don't know Scott Johnson's exact age.
Good luck in doing that if that happens. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. My prediction is they're going to stay on social media because they almost have to. But I would also say that if they do get off of social media, it's going to be very difficult to find them because they're not going to make it easy to find them if the reason they left is because it was easy to find them, right? It doesn't make any sense. But that's Bill Keep. That's his level of thinking. Anyway, I'll move on from there. There's another comment by another person. I think she has no presence other than making comments again, because none of these people have their own videos or leave their email to be able to contact them. There's nothing like that. So it's all one way. So she said, quote, "Put her in her place." That was a comment that you made, I think, about Savvy. I'm not sure who the target was, but it says, "I understand that this wasn't meant to be sexist, but it still kicked my sexism sensors into high alert. I'm sure Mingles doesn't care, though, LOL." So you know, even if it wasn't intended and they recognize it wasn't intended, they write a comment as if it was. It's just crazy talk. So anyway, I just wanted to use that as another example, and I'll let you make any other comment on that one.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I didn't read most of the. I don't read any of the comments.
Hello, Peter tuned out right there.
So it's usually not worth it. So I'll let you pass on that one.
Right. Yeah. And I guess another one here. I've explained this before, but let me explain it again because this is the same person. She referenced at 46, 48 minutes of that video. LOL. That's so dumb. That being. I don't just walk away from somebody. I've explained that in the past. That's so dumb because a non-response is the least time-consuming of all responses. When I was selling door-to-door, when a person would slam the door in my face, I always just looked at it like it was a very definitive no.
LOL didn't leave the email in the comment. Click reply. Exactly, Meek.
I'm not going to buy from you, and tried to be thankful because even though it meant I didn't make any, let's continue here, any commission from them, I didn't waste any time with them. Well, first of all...
And Paz says, I think Scott is 64. So, Tyler, refine your search to 64-year-old Scott Johnson's.
I've explained that my personality does not allow me to just walk away from somebody insulting me. And I don't do this to people that don't answer back. Okay, I'll only do it to people that make jerks of themselves. And it doesn't take much time to tell somebody they're a jerk. So it's not like it's, a time-consuming thing. And it's not a physical door that they're slamming in my face like a door-to-door salesman. It's online. And so to make a quick comment about, yeah, you're a jerk, you're wrong, whatever. There was a woman recently who was on Marco's...
yeah, Scott E. Johnson. It's like Scott Elmer Johnson or something like that, I think.
One of his videos, Julie something, Anderson, something like that. And I wrote her a message.
Wow, Julie, you got mentioned by Scott Johnson. Wow, congrats, Julie.
Obama.
Wow.
Billions and billions.
Julie's name made it to the show. I love when they talk about you guys. It's so rare that it happens, but I love when they name somebody from the chat or the channel.
Saying, hey, I'd like to be on the show. Well, she obviously, knew of my reputation, which is not deserved, but it's out there. And she said, that's a very hard no. And so I knew she knew who I was and so forth. And so my response to her was, hey, fine. Then you are responsible for literally millions.
Exactly, Meek. Scott, people only insult you after you insult them. Exactly.
Of new people.
Oh, yeah, Scott Johnson, sorry.
Being scammed by MLMs every year because you're not focusing on the solutions. And I just let her have it. And I told her the truth.
Oh, look, I'm even mentioned in the description here. Bill Keep, with the technological misguidance of Marco Mukaber. No disclaimer, Marco never in an MLM, but runs his mouth as a fool. Marco McIver, a.k.a. Always Marco, a.k.a. Always Stupid Marco, assisted William Keep. Someone who considers himself knowledgeable about MLM because he read an article in a few books. So stupid. Marco Mukaber aided in so many challenges. The anti-MLM conference ran an hour over time and conveniently skipped a Q&A session. So I was actually looking forward to the Q&A, Scott. Due to Bill Keep's misguided and obvious lack of judgment, he put Marco Mukaber on the expert panel. You can see how much of an expert Marco Mukaber is on alwaysmarco.lol and marcomacabre.com, and I'm sure alwaysmarco.gay as well.
And someone might think that I'm a meanie for doing that. That's the truth. And if people want to just start to complain about me while they're just complaining and not putting forth any solutions about MLM scams, then that's fine with me. I'm perfectly happy if they want to take that position. So anyway, I'll just let you.
I thought they would go in harder about like my speech. They haven't actually said anything about like why what I said was wrong. I was looking forward to them doing that.
What you like on that one, Peter, and we'll go from there.
We're good to go. What's next?
Yeah, let's move on from this video and I guess the MLM conference, unless you had something else you wanted to point out from the conference.
I do.
Or
So I'll talk a little bit about some of the content of the conference, so we'll stay away from Marco. So
Good
one
luck.
of the things that I was knowledgeable of is some of the cases that the either assistant associate professors or some even the FTC were kind of mentioning. And they brought up, I believe there were 3 cases. One was Eric Dalius and Savion. The other one was SBH, Success by Health. And I know those 2, and I'm going to kind of focus on, and the Aura. But I'm going to focus on the Success by Health one and how, unfortunately, untrue some of the comments that were made about SBH were. So Success by Health is a company founded by Jay Nolan. It was about a year and a half, 2 years old before it was shut down by the FTC. And if you knew the whole story, like the backdrop, like the real story, the facts and the chronology of what happened, you'd have a different version of what was pictured. But there was something very disturbing that I'm going to call out Stacey Bosley on this one. And the reason why I know the facts, because I was part of the facts, I'm going to say I was part of the facts and explain what that means in a second, while it was happening. So when she said what she said, I said, that's not true. And I don't know if she's just an academic, which means she's smart.
By the way, the person that he's talking about, who he's saying they don't know what they're talking about, Stacey Bosley. If you search Stacey Bosley on YouTube, you know what you find? This video from TED, 5.5 million views, called How to Spot a Pyramid Scheme. This is her research. This is her video. Obviously, it's animated and narrated by somebody else. But this is the video. This is what you see when you search Stacey Bosley. So consider that this is who Peter is talking about here when he's trying to discredit them. Let's continue.
But she's an academic, which means she's stupid, which is, by the way, the same complaint Robert Fitzpatrick has about academics, and he said that. I'm using my words, but one of the things that Robert Fitzpatrick has always said is the problem is with regulators, like the FTC doesn't do what they do, and with academics, like they're so friggin' smart, they're so fucking stupid. Well, in reference to Stacey Bosley, who's an associate professor, I believe, at Hamline University, and is an expert witness, maybe for the last time, I hope. But the reality is that she said, in relationship to Success by Health, number one, Jay Nolan was a repeat and a moving target because he was found guilty before. And the second thing that she said that was untrue is that there was no demand for the product, obviously, Stacey, she says. So therefore, it must have been like a pyramid. And the facts are these. I'm going to relate specifically to the product. When the receiver, I got to explain this to some of those people that are unfamiliar with how this stuff works. When the government's going to shut you down, they assign what they call a receiver, which is supposed to be an independent person that's supposed to see if your business is viable or not.
You're a really smart guy, Peter, yep.
And if your business isn't viable, then they'll close you down for good. Well, when the judge signed up a receiver in the Success by Health case, the woman didn't know what she was doing. And it took, literally, 5 or 6 months for the product to become available for the distributors to purchase. And how do I know this? This is where I mean by I was part of the facts. I do a radio show with Jody Bear, and Jody and I talk about what's going on. And Jody was telling me that they're, trading amongst themselves as far as inventory is concerned. The receiver's not letting them have access to it, so they can't even sell it.
NPAS, I want you to check your DM on Discord.
There's a retail demand. There's a retail demand. Customer wants to buy, and there's no even mechanism to buy the product. It was for more than 5 or 6 months. The friggin' receiver couldn't even set up a merchant account. Now, for those people who doesn't know what that means you couldn't make a website and people actually go buy using a credit card. So it took 5 or 6 months. They finally got it down where you can only use an ACH, which is basically an online check, and she only allowed the guy to be in the warehouse 1 day a week to be able to ship out the product, which meant that even if you wanted to buy it, it sometimes took... Game on, Marco.
Y'all posting the fucking sound bites in the chat. I love it. Thank you guys.
5 or 6 weeks before you actually got it. And because everything was closed down for so long, a lot of the product became expired or near expiration dates, so you couldn't even sell it. So when she comes out and she says there was so little demand for the product, it was obviously a pyramid scheme, or there was no retail demand for the product, that is intellectually stupid and fundamentally wrong. And the idea that she said it at an anti-MLM conference with the FTC people listening in, while a trial has still not been decided on, is insane. So I just wanted to call them out using facts. So for people that are so fucking stupid like Marco, who just is so immature he might, cackle at a spelling error on a title of a radio show, for idiots like Marco, there's no hope. I mean, I don't expect any hope from anybody on Marco's thing for being here, but I just got to call out Stacey Bosley and the anti-MLM conference for commenting on a case that hasn't been decided for, including, by the way, the FTC, and by spreading false information. Now, whether you did it knowledgeably or not, I'm going to bet you didn't, because you're not that smart. You're an academic. You only know what you read. And there was
You're not that smart. You're an academic. Academic. Let's see what it means. Relating to education and scholarship. A teacher or scholar in a college or institute of higher education. Not of practical relevance, of only theoretical interest. Okay. So, all right, bro. All right. Everyone's an idiot, I guess.
Probably, well, what was the percentage of people that actually bought? Oh, that's so low, therefore it's whatever. Not knowing the full details of it. And you were called out on it, Stacey, on the stand. On the stand. I wish that one was videoed. But they slayed you on the stand, which might mean this is the last time you were on the FTC expert witness.
I can't believe
but
Peter
the
said
reality
slayed.
is that this is just fundamentally bad. So, Scott, over to you.
Yeah, and, another reference point for that is the distributors from Success by Health raised a lot of money for what's his name again?
Jay Nolan and the other executives in the Legal Defense Fund.
Yeah, there was like 2 other executives also that they were being sued, and all of their assets were frozen, even the assets that they owned that had nothing to do with Success by Health. So they really couldn't afford lawyers, literally, to defend themselves, which to me is ridiculous. But they raised a whole lot of money for those people to defend themselves. That's evidence right there that they were willing to buy the products. Why would they not buy the products, but then they would give him money to defend himself? It makes no sense. So it just is ridiculous. And I think that what people like Stacey Bosley do, it's just like what the MLMers do.
Exactly, David. Didn't he say he was going to get away from Marco? These guys couldn't get away from me if their fucking life depended on it. They love me. And I love them. So true.
Whether you're MLM or anti-MLM, you find the facts that support your position, and you talk about only those. You don't talk about the whole story. And that's really what we need, is talking about everything that's known and then making a decision. And that's what's not being done, whether it's pro-MLM or anti-MLM. And that's why we do this show, is so that you can see the whole picture, or at least as much of the picture as we can find. I'm not saying that I know everything, but I do say everything that I know. And so...
Shit. They got me.
Don't do that.
They got me. The Building Fortunes radio spies got my camera. There we go. We're back. They got me.
Neither side does that. And so that's, I think, why we provide such a great addition to the discussion that's going on.
And Scott, just so you know, hundreds of people wrote affidavits that they were retail customers or sold the product retail. So hundreds of people. That evidence was not used in the case. Hundreds of people made phone calls, wrote letters, everything. And the FTC, my prediction is the FTC is going to win again, because they do. This is what they do. This is just so you know how it works.
The Matrix
has
attacked me.
The FTC doesn't pick cases that they know they're going to lose. The FTC will win. They'll have an injunction against Jay Nolan. They'll pick and choose select quotes of things that he might have said either wrong or off the cuff or jokingly or whatever. They'll take it out of context. They'll get their slice of Jay Nolan. They'll get their slice of the people from Success by Health. It won't come back. None of that stuff will happen anymore.
Building Marco's Fortune Radio. So true. I like how people just become like, I mean, you saw it on this stream tonight when they say, Marco, these people are going to get tired of giving you their money, and then people just donate more just to spite them because, I mean, you guys know that Scott and Peter watch this, right? Every time you guys donate while we were talking about Scott and Peter, it kills them. I know it kills them.
She will claim it as a win. Idiots like Marco will go out there and say that FTC was a scam, knowing nothing about it, not being able to sit there and answer 5 questions about.
Hey, Peter and Scott, if I'm so stupid, if Bill Keep is so stupid, how come we were there at the conference with the FTC folks? How come they want to give us the time of day? How come I'm getting contacts and business cards with phone numbers and email addresses at the conference? How come I'm having a nice conversation? How come I'm at the restaurant after the fact with, people who I won't name, but, prestigious people who are in important positions? How come, if I'm so stupid, how come I'm the youngest person in the room? The youngest person in the room. Mind you, I took a year off of this content. I took a whole year off. January to January, I didn't do any anti-MLM content, period, of 2022. I didn't do anything. Chilled. And yet, a little over a month of me being back into making this content, I get invited to be on this conference, and I'm on this session with Doug Brooks. Could it just maybe be that actually it's y'all who don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I'm actually stupid smart? Could it be?
Marco!
I think so.
Do you like me?
Success by Health. And that's just the way it is. So I'm just identifying the fundamental way that the way things work here, and that's just bad. And there was over $1 million raised, over $1 million raised by the distributors.
Hey, I'd love to raise $1 million over at streamlabs.com/Marco54/tip. What are we saying?
Of Success by Health for the Defense Fund and for the fund to be able to help these people continue to live a life.
Thank you, Eliza. I appreciate you. Sorry that I scammed you into donating to me.
As a result of what Success by Health did. And by the way, just so you know, inside baseball, everybody knows this to be true that knows the situation. The bankers for Success by Health tipped off Jay Nolan that somebody was poking around their bank account.
You know what's funny? This site has a way friendlier user interface, but there's no fast forward option. The other site is impossible to click through, but it has a fast forward option,
And David Eisenstein, the attorney for SBH at that time, actually called the banks and said, what's going on? Oh, somebody's poking around. So David Eisenstein's smart enough to be able to call the people that he needs to call and say, hey, what's up? If you want to know something, we'll answer whatever questions you have. And the FTC comes back and says, no, there's nothing. You guys are okay. No, there's nothing. You guys are okay. So I know that you can lie in investigations. I know you could do all that sort of stuff you want to. But the reality is that they play dirty. They bend the rules. Sometimes they get it right. In this instance, they destroyed a good company and good people as a result of maybe being able to do what they should have done, which is maybe sit down with them, figure this stuff out like they did with Herbalife, as that one gentleman said. Sit down with them, figure this stuff out, have them make the changes or whatever. Instead, they lock them up. Obama. Not literally, but basically lock up their bank account. They destroy the livelihood of whoever.
Oh, yeah. Joe, I want to read Joey K's comment. Hey, Peter, this is from Joey K, one of my always stupid goons, to you. Peter, if everyone else is so dumb, why are they all successful while all you have is a 0-view radio show and a junkie son? Oh, shit. Great fucking question. Peter, both you and Scott's lives suck. You guys, aside from business, which you have failed in, in countless endeavors, you guys failed at the most important duty that a person could ever have, being a fucking parent. How do you guys both fuck up so monumentally in such devastating fashion? Scott, you spent the entirety of your children's childhoods in fucking Amway, losing all your money. Fucking hungry kids at home. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. You were a deadbeat. And Peter, I mean, I can only imagine it's the same fucking shit with you, Peter. I mean, maybe if you had been there to actually guide your kids, it wouldn't have ended up that way, you know? I don't know. As you, in your own words, you hired and fired yourself from Amway many times. So, you know, we'll see. Let's that's from Joey K. Maybe they'll mention Joey K on their next episode, you know.
Was making a livelihood there. They call them all scammers. They ruin reputations. They freeze the product so you can't sell them for 6 or 7 months, and then you come back and say, okay, now you did a bad thing, and now you're going to have to do this and this and whatever. Total corruption. The FTC it's a black eye and a blemish, and a lot of the people that are on the FTC on that anti-MLM club or conference don't even see it that way because they're so blind to the facts of what usually happens on the street. The only thing I want to do, and even one of the girls says it, one of the gals, the FTC gal says, you know how much we love to take you people to court? Really?
God did.
Just wanted to say that there are no hard feelings from us at Team Primerica.
So it's stupid.
We love you, Marco.
That scared the shit out of me, dude. That God did one. You know what, bro? I'm gonna have to go into the alerts right now and turn that down because that shit is way too loud. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate you, bro. For real. Thank you for that. That's amazing. I gotta go to that donation alert, though, and turn that down because that shit scares the fuck out of me. God did. Edit. Here I go. I'm turning it down right now. Wow, that's so loud. Turning it down. Thank God. Whew. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Wow, look at us. Look at us bodying this dono goal. Billions and billions, bro. Billions and billions.
Billions and billions.
That dinner you went to, Marco, those personal conversations you had with these people, Marco, isn't there a bias against MLM in the FTC? So if you can't see that, then there's something obviously wrong. FTC shouldn't have a bias against MLM, and they obviously do. So back to you, Scott.
Yeah,
so true, NPAS. Peter's going hard on this because he works with distributors who are in Success by Health. Yep.
Also at the conference, again, complained, this is the FTC folks, they complained about how the Supreme Court took away their authority to have money returned to the net losers of an MLM under what's called Section 13B of the FTC law, which they had been doing for literally 40 years, 4 decades. They had been misusing that law.
Thank you. It must be me. Yeah. First of all, those weren't my words. I was reading Joey K's comment. And secondly, if Peter was there, maybe he could have helped his kids. That's all. Maybe. I know addiction is a disease, and sometimes no matter what you do, it can't stop somebody from getting involved. But there's also a link between neglectful parents and the children growing up and having issues. That's just a fact. So maybe I'm just theorizing. Just like they theorize about every facet of my life and have no problem talking about my nieces or whatever else. So fair play.
Extending it beyond its authority. And finally, when they were challenged on it, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said 9-0, by the way. You don't see that very often. 9-0. Yeah, FTC, you don't have that authority. You can issue an injunction, but you can't take a business over, shut it down, find all the money that you can and return it to the net losers, at least under Section 13B. Now, there is a Section 19, which you can sue the company and do a lot of those kinds of things, but you have to go through that legal process and due diligence and allow the company to defend itself. Because when you just shut down a company, the damage is already done, right? Even if you backed off of it the next day, there's a bunch of damage that's been done. Reputationally, people get scared and leave. They don't want to hang around someone that doesn't have a good reputation, whatever the reasons are. But they could still do that. They just don't want to, it appears. because they don't want to go through the due diligence.
Are they going to talk about Marco again? That's what I want to know. That's what we all want to know.
They were doing for literally 40 years. And it,
To be a true statement by the Supreme Court and the executioner
applying the law.
fine. We can twist the truth. That's fine. No wonder you got along well, Marco. You must have had a fucking blast. Back to you, Scott.
I did.
Yeah, no, exactly. In fact, remember, I guess it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the conference, Marco was talking about he's flying to Washington, D.C. from Edmonton, Canada, and he needs all this money for travel and hotels and everything. And then eventually, like a couple of weeks before the meeting, he said, I'm not allowed to say where this meeting is. And so it's just a to be determined location. You know, I'm not going to talk about it being in Washington, D.C. anymore. And so what I'm wondering is, and I'm going to be looking into this.
What about the tool scam?
What are the rules for the FTC for open public meetings? What was the reason behind him sort of, you know, shooting his mouth off that it's going to be in Washington, D.C., and then all of a sudden he said, I can't say where it's going to be, because both of those things are on the record, right? Both of those things are on his YouTube videos, where he talks about going to D.C. and then he talks about it's in a mystery location. Did somebody say, look, we're breaking, and they probably didn't explain this to him, they just told him, don't mention D.C. anymore. But I think the story behind the story is there are probably rules in place for the FTC that if they're going to meet with some members of the public, they have to open it up to the entire public, and not just online like they did, but in person, because this was an in-person meeting. Remember, this was a meeting that was intended in the same room by most of the presenters. Some of them were remote, but most of them were right there in the same room, you know, chatting during the breaks, during meals in the evenings, and just yucking it up with each other. And I'm going to be looking into whether or not that broke some of the FTC rules as far as.
I'm sure nobody from the FTC broke FTC rules, Scott. Don't worry.
You know, hiding the location of that meeting, because it just sounds really suspicious to me. You know, why would you be able to say where it is, and then all of a sudden, I can't say where it is?
By the way, it was Peter's son who's addicted to drugs, not Scott's.
I'd like to hear
I mean, maybe Scott's, but I don't know. But I know for sure Peter.
The reasoning behind that. So we'll be looking into that some more as time goes on. Did you have one more thing you want to talk about there, or?
No, I think those are the big ones. Number one, Marco doesn't know how to tell the truth. Number two,
so true.
Some of the stuff that was presented to the MLM conference, I'm going to say was good because I watched most of it. It was from 9 o'clock in the morning, I think, until I think they ended around 5:30. So I didn't catch 100% of it, or I was busy with customers or some other stuff. So I'm looking forward to when they do the videos and when the videos come out. But that's, I think, probably the most important things. But the one speaker that I would recommend everybody listen to, if you want to listen to any of them, is the one that was next to last. That gentleman from he was kind of like an FTC guy, but he wasn't. And I think his name was John. I don't remember what he was.
Okay, John Braille, yeah.
Kind of inside baseball kind of a guy, telling some inside scoop stuff of what happened specifically with Herbalife and Bill Ackman. And that was very interesting, and he would be a gentleman that I would follow and got real value.
FTC is scared. Sherlock Johnson is on the case. So true. Oh my God. Yucking it up. These guys love me, and I love them.
From his segment. Marco's segment was the same bullshit. You know, he's always stupid, so what are you going to say? The old gentleman.
Scott dying in the background, Lamau. Every person on Scott's Facebook page is from India. Of course.
The one that talked about the medical device was more or less a repeat of the same thing. Good content. He was an older gentleman, so he wasn't as, you know, interesting, if you will. There was one gal, I believe her name was Grants.
Regan, your comment on the Scott and Peter origin stream got shouted out by them. I don't know if you saw that.
Grants, I think she was probably the MLM YouTuber that probably was the most controversial, but she was a good speaker. She
Thanks, Boo Thing. I know I'm not the bad guy in this situation, but appreciate you saying that.
brought up some pretty good points. Stacey Bosley was a disaster. I hate to say it. The FTC gals kind of were talking about stuff. You can kind of reveal their bias. I guess you would expect their bias if they're on an anti-MLM conference. And I don't remember who else was really sticking out in my mind, but we'll cover them. I hope Bill Keeps gets an opportunity to actually put that up online. So to be fair to them, you can make your own decision. Let's give them their little plug. If you go to MLMconference.com, MLMconference.com, you'll be able to see the previous conferences. And I applaud Bill Keefe for putting those up there. At least it's full disclosure. Now, how they're edited, I'm not sure, but at least they're up there. And on this one, you could have found it when you went to, what was it, MLMconf2023.org. So in the questions and answers, everybody keeps saying that MLM was excluded. Everybody on that panel all said it was exempt. And I'm telling you, MLM was not exempt, because I was the president from the mouth. People said that or not specifically.
Crazy. Peter really dominated this episode. Maybe because Scott was sick, but he really picked up the slack on this one.
But I'd like to know the answer.
MLM is not exempt, but a lot of the specific criteria.
But earlier about thinking I missed Doug Brooks, about joining an MLM for 7 days. Like anybody that was about joining an MLM for 7 days after it was presented to you. And for some reason, people still think that's a good idea, including Doug Brooks. I disagree. My background is in direct sales. I don't know how much direct sales experience Doug Brooks has. I certainly would imagine he spent more time being an attorney than a direct sales manager, so I can know that he was never an area vice president of any company.
It's funny to me how Marco, only 27 years old, is stuck in these two old heads' minds. Can y'all imagine the impact Marco will make in 48 years from now? Oh, well, I appreciate that, Sosa. We'll see. I'm working on some stuff. We'll see.
Sales, unless he became an attorney later on in life.
By the way, the Doug Brooks interview that I filmed is beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see it, man.
Direct sales, and MLM is a subsection of direct sales, would realize a 7-day waiting period for a $25 decision is absolutely not right. It's like anybody that would expect there to be a 7-day waiting period for being able to buy lipstick online is absolutely retarded. So for all those people who think a 7-day waiting period is a good idea for making an MLM decision, calling it a business opportunity, it doesn't fit in this industry. So if you can't see that, and if you think, well, if it's a good deal later on, it's still a good deal. Doug, I just want to buy lipstick and maybe get a little bit of a discount and maybe make a couple of bucks.
I know you do, Peter.
Or maybe I want to sell a product to make a couple of extra bucks, and I'm a big boy. I don't need a 7-day decision. Thank you very much. Or a 7-day waiting period. It's a ridiculous.
That's the thing. Peter's just being a contrarian. He knows that it costs more than $25 to join an MLM. He's just being a cock right now.
Ridiculous obstacle that would only be to hurt the MLM industry. So back to you, Scott.
Idiot.
Yeah, I agree, Peter. I think it would be more appropriate to have a 3-day, I think they call it cooling off period, to where you can join right away. But if within 3 days you change your mind, it's no harm, no foul. And that should be very clearly indicated when you sign the contract, so that puts the thought in your mind, yeah, maybe I should do some research. Because there is a lot of hype in MLM where, hey, join now and we're going to get together tomorrow and we're going to start building this thing. And you really don't have that sort of time to yourself to reflect about what am I getting into, because of all of the excitement that's going on. And so I think that cooling off period, it needs to be very definite. That needs to be part of the message when you're signing somebody up, that, hey, take the next 3 days and check us out. Call me if you have any questions. That's the kind of thing that I think should happen, but there's no need to wait a whole week for somebody to be able to sign up.
To be able to buy, that's
right.
Retarded. So in direct sales, which Marco was never in because he's so stupid and doesn't understand that people still make a very healthy living.
What? I was never in direct sales? I thought y'all said I was a drug dealer.
In direct sales. In direct sales, We used to have a written contract if we were selling something in person. There would be a pink copy that we would give, and by law, we had to explain that they had 3 days to be able to change their mind. And if they changed their mind and we didn't pick up the equipment was theirs to keep for free. So that was the cancellation clause. It was a cooling off period. In some states it might have been 5 days, but in most states it was 3. If you want to make it 7, I'm okay with that. So whether it's a pink piece of paper that you peel off of your contract that they just signed and you hand to them and you explain, or if it's something that pops up on a website that says, here's your 7-day cooling off period and you have the ability to do whatever you do, return it, keep the products, whatever the situation might be. But to make it 7 days before you can even get started, totally against it. Now, Marco doesn't understand anything about direct sales because he's never been in one. Marco still doesn't understand that direct sales is still a very viable way, and not everybody buys their products from Amazon. What a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot, Marco, you are. You say it on your expert witness segment. Well, why can't everybody just sell it on Amazon? What a fucking idiot. Holy shit. So having said that, Scott.
Yeah.
I want lipstick. I'm a big boy. Yeah. Peter, you're so funny, man. Peter, I love you, bro. I love you, Peter. Oh, my gosh. So go get a Marco and get your bag on the way. You earned a thank you, boo thing. Yeah. He loves saying, he's been saying the R word a lot tonight. I love it. Eliza says she joined at 5:50 to join Monet. Insane. Yeah, I agree, Alex, about the old people signing up for timeshares. They shouldn't be able to do it right away. I had a similar thing where I'll have to do a video on this. I attended a Kevin O'Leary speaking engagement a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and the whole thing was set up like a scam where they lured people in with the fact that Kevin O'Leary was speaking, and they basically did like a crypto, forex, stock trading presentation for 3 hours before he even came out, and got a bunch of suckers to sign up. It was terrible.
What a fucking idiot. Is academic? A fucking idiot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I do think there's a difference between when you buy something versus when you're joining something. There needs to be more caution there when you're joining something versus buying something as a customer. So I think there is that difference between those two things. So let me just kind of wrap up the show because we're right near the end here, aren't we, Peter?
Yeah, holy cow.
There is a comment
hold on, Scott. And it is programmed, Scott, because we don't know what we're doing. So
that's true.
Completely ming-tarded. Thank you, NPAS.
Absolutely. We have no idea. It could cut out at any second.
It could. Sometimes it even does it earlier than when we program it. Go ahead.
So there's another comment. On one of actually it's the same video that Marco the Narco did.
Kinka says literally no reason to be talking about you. I'm disappointed in this episode, you guys. Honestly, I thought they were going to talk more about like the conference. I'm surprised they didn't say anything about the ladies that spoke on the anti-MLM social media panel. Not panel, but session.
That I think is actually an honest question, and it's kind of refreshing to actually have a conversation versus just talking about stupid Marco. So the comment is this.
The whole episode
why does
is about...
he, and that's me, well, I guess it's you too, why does he say that when anti-MLM starts talking about income disclosure...
Jen says, I think they're mad because Marco went to the conference, but also not only went to the conference, but participated. They said Marco was lying about it for so long. Yeah, I mean, not only that, I went there and I bodied it. I'm really excited to put up the video of my speech. I thought I did a really good job, and I think what I had to say is important. There was a couple moments I thought I could have did better, but overall, I think, speaking, I did a good job.
They have no idea what they are talking about. I'd like to hear his reasoning behind that. Very fair question, and we've addressed that on the show before. And the simple answer is the income disclosures only tell part of the story. Just like most things in MLM, they only tell part of the story, and it's usually not a good story. When you look at these income disclosures, it doesn't look real good when you're looking at it. And the MLMs overcome that by saying, well, you don't consider yourself average, do you? And, of course, anyone doesn't consider themselves average, and so they they sort of brush it off. But here's the problems with the income disclosure statement. Number one, it doesn't talk about overhead costs. All it gives you is the gross profit. And so you have no idea how much money is going to be in your pocket at the end of the day or the week or the month or the year if you don't know the overhead costs. In Amway, it's often is shown.
This is going to be available when Blog Talk Radio does it, and then we put it on a channel where we go over out the gay one. Marco Mukaber giving misleading piece of information for those people that want to know, hey.
Nearly another whole episode about me. This is almost 2 in a row, all about me. Mwah, love it.
What are the possibilities of me making it in the MLM or whatever world? So we should talk about that on another radio show completely. But Scott, why don't you?
They're mad because Marco had good Denny's and no diarrhea. No, it was IHOP. Yeah. Thanks, River.
You wrap it up by giving people your website, and I'm just going to say for those people listening, and always go to alwaysmarco.lol or marcomukaber.com, or hey, check out the gay one, marcomukaber.gay, which discusses everything except for Marco Mukaber being gay. But Marco Mukaber has never read that website before, so he wouldn't know. So back to you, Scott. I'll let you wrap it up.
All right, thanks, Peter. Yeah, that Facebook page that I have has got the 3 websites talking about different aspects of MLM. It's got the link to this radio show, so in case you are trying to remember how to find it, you can go there. It's got my YouTube channel and my email, and the Facebook is facebook.com/ScottTex Johnson, ScottTex Johnsson. That's all one word. And Peter, thank you for another great week of a show.
Wow, a
we're
great
looking
week.
Forward to next Saturday.
Check out the gay one. I love it.
We'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.
You've been listening
Wow, guys.
Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio.
Wow. Appreciate it, guys. Sorry for stealing your money yet again. What can I say? I'm a shyster. I'm a known shyster. Wow. Yes, also, Peter does have a gay kid. I'm almost 100% sure his daughter is gay. She has the pride flag in her bio, and pretty sure she has pictures with her girlfriend. I'm assuming here, but I mean, I'm pretty sure. Check out the gay one.
Check out the gay one.
Thank you, Not Panda. Is that Johnny Azul donating again as Panda? Let me see. Or as Not Panda. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys' support tonight. And of course it is. Thank you, Johnny. Let's see here. They use being gay as a slur. Obviously, it's nonsense. It's funny because Scott is anti-MLM and Peter's bugging out about MLM being legit in the same show. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Peter's the one to talk about people not being professional, and Peter's definitely the guy to listen to when it comes to life advice. Just look at his family. Actual proof these guys live in the 50s still, thinking calling someone gay is the biggest insult ever, yeah. Did they have beef before you? No, they would just talk about the Tool scam. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Oh, Ed, don't worry, bro. Come on, you've dropped so much bag. Drop some beats with the bridge being just Peter and Scott quotes. Hilarious. That'd be funny, actually. That'd be good. All right, y'all. Well, that's it for me. This was a good stream. We went, oh my God, we've been going almost 4 hours. I got to end it. Okay, thanks. Love you guys. Bye. Later.
Marco. Let's go.
I gotta get the bag.
I'll do another makeup stream tomorrow night because I didn't stream Friday, if that's okay with y'all. All right, peace.
Marco.
Do you like me?
Billions
I
and
gotta get the
billions.
bag.
Marco.
Billions and billions. A loser.
Marco. Play it some more, Marco.
God did.
And Paz says, you gay, stupid, idiot, shyster, schmuck. Aw, thank you, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Join the Discord. Drop some bag if you're watching this on replay. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Peace out. Later.
Obama.
Where's the later sound effect here?
Later.
There it is. Peace.